What is up? What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the O.O.C. Got the usual suspects in the house. Roberto, what's up? Tell the people where they can find you, sir.
What up? What up? You can find me here Wednesday nights, sometimes at 9:10 on time though, and you can find me sometimes on Saturday on Square One with my boy Danny and my partner Nzo and Chris.
Yes, sir. JG.
You know, right here Wednesday nights on the O.O.C. with Canadian royalty, Nzo, aka the Abbott and the Osiris of this shit, and Roberto. No woman, no cry. Bah, 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 bah. Mr. Keeping It 100.
I love Nzo's face when you do my intro. He's like, wait, let's see if this nigga's gonna cross the line again.
Yeah, he always seems to cross the line with you, but it's okay.
Yo, but compared to the intros he used to give Danny, I'm like, Danny must be having him on his payroll and shit, because those are some intros you gave Danny.
Facts.
Oh, man.
How you guys doing, though?
Good.
Doing good, man.
Smoked some good strain today. You guys heard of Apes in Space?
Yes, I have.
Never.
Yes. Oh, it's a nice strain.
Yeah.
I like it for me. I'm productive with it.
It's more sativa, though, right?
Yes, and I'm sativa. You're indica. I forgot.
Yeah. I had it before, though. I definitely did.
I find them productive. Don't crash. Great taste.
Still late. What?
What happened?
What? I said still late, but
who's late?
Yeah. Who's late?
Who's late?
Who's late? What do we mean? Who's late?
I don't know. You said somebody's late.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean,
I heard the show was programmed for 9:10, so I showed up at 9:09. Who's late?
Well, technically, because it was changed till 9:09, 9:10, because I knew.
Hold on, JG.
Yo.
You were backstage with me when this shit came about. Did you mention? Do you recall him mentioning change in that sentence?
He did say he changed it to 9:10. He did say
yes. He said it's 9:10. He didn't say he changed it on my behalf.
No,
because I'm late.
But before you came in, I was with JG and I changed it when me and JG were in the back here.
Man, I showed up there at 9:02. You want to ask Nzo what's late when you come work? Okay, that's.
Oh yeah. Hold on. You're talking about that. Remember who was my boss for a while, eh? All right. So I know about them 2 minutes.
Add cool in there. Who was your cool boss? Who took care of you? Who gave you cool leads?
But I know about them 2 minutes coming in 2 minutes. I know about that shit.
That's because when you're the boss of bosses, then you could do them things. But when you're a boss under a boss of bosses who looks at you with a fucking scope, you got to do your job or else you're unemployed and your boy's like, yo, it ain't the same without you.
That's true.
Oh, better you than me. So
you know, man, I had this guy's back so much, JG. Nzo had some stink attitude. You guys don't know about that, Nzo.
Whatever. That's still not true.
Okay.
But I guess
Worse.
since you brought that up, it does get into the ego topic, which we have later. So we're gonna hear how Roberto thinks I had such a stank attitude and ego. I want to hear
Oh,
that.
I hope Chubb shows up tonight because I need some certified on
You
my
know,
statements.
yeah, no, I think he'll do the right thing and back up the old man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so lies on the network. We got it. We got it. So I'm just
Wow.
prepping all of you because when he throws all his damaged goods on me, how I used to do this, do that, he shows pictures, brings up all kinds of shit about me. God forbid I talk about Anzo, huh?
Hey man, it's
Let's
off your
talk
chest.
about egos. Check
If
in your ego. Let's
hey,
go.
it's off your chest. If you had to get something off your chest about me, this is the spot to do it.
No. We have
just
a topic that's for you. So I'll
just
wait till we get to it.
hold on, but just know that I have the controls to do shit like this and remove everybody from this motherfucker and keep it to myself. You know what I'm saying?
You see, he's
So
basically saying, let's take the last conversation and make it first because somebody's tripping. You see that shit?
wait,
You
what
see that
now?
shit, JG?
No.
He just zoned us for nothing, man. Showing
No,
people how
no.
much power he has and shit.
Well, I'm just saying. I was just letting the brothers them know. You know what I mean? Like,
Lonzo, trust me, we know already. But you don't
yeah.
zone people at the right time, you see? That's the problem. You got to use
Well,
that button accordingly, son.
I do. I try to, right? But at the end of the day, I want to give you guys because this is off your chest, so you get the chance to get the shit off your chest. You just got to be careful what you get off your chest. You know what I'm saying?
We know who we were. We know who we are. You shouldn't be ashamed of shit because for me, it's just luggage I didn't carry. And you're shocking me with some of the news you're telling me. I don't doubt you, but it's still shocking because I don't carry that like with badge like I used to when I had that ego thing. But yeah, that's another conversation coming. Sorry.
No problem. What up, David Quintana? He said, I don't know how Trudeau does things, but here in the States, I wonder if my television is one big science experiment monitored by the Illuminati. Well, you see, that was Roberto's topic, so we're going to get
Thank
into
you,
that.
Mr. Quintana, for that beautiful intro to my topic.
Absolutely. But before we get into his topic, I got to do my service announcement.
Let's do this.
All right. Fuck Grace Jabari. Fuck Alvin Briggs and his DA office. Fuck the police that arrested him.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Fuck Variety and the Hollywood Reporter. And fuck everyone on social media who thinks he's still guilty. Fuck
What
you.
happened? What happened?
What do you
You can't
think?
just say that. Innocent? What? Shut up. Don't tell me he was found guilty.
On
Yep.
two out of the 4 charges. And then Marvel dropped him like a hot potato an hour later.
If that doesn't sound like a plan, I don't know what does.
Yep.
Oh, we've been discussing this shit in like every day since the shit happened, bro. It is
Wow.
unbelievable.
Yo, I saw even more video after I got off the air with you guys on TMZ.
Mm-hmm.
They showed in the club, they showed all kinds. And I was like, if this man's found guilty, it's a setup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was found guilty, bro.
So it's a setup.
Hands down, 100%. 100%. I said this on my streams before, and I say it again. To me, he is 100% innocent. From what I seen in those videos and the way the case went, there is no doubt in my mind he is innocent and he was railroaded.
Unless there's some evidence that we didn't see based on what we saw. I don't know how he could have been found guilty.
Everything that was put out to us was everything that the jury seen. They may have seen some other things, and I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think everything we seen because they seen it before us, and then after a couple days,
What are the 2 charges he was found guilty on? I'm curious because I didn't even know there was 4.
Yeah, there was 4. 2 of them were. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
I think the harsher ones he was found innocent. but the kind of
Yes, yeah,
Well,
mediocre kind of lower ones. He was
we're gonna
feeling.
fuck you regardless. That's
Yeah,
basically what
basically.
it is.
Hmm.
yeah. And the thing is, one of them that he was found guilty for was like not even like a real charge. It was like, oh, a misdemeanor. Well, they're both misdemeanors, but the one like doesn't most likely a fine. So let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, but it's still an offense. It's still a criminal record on your name. When they punch your name up, that could
Mm-hmm.
subject you from being rejected for travel, for fucking whatever. Your
Yep,
life is
100%.
different, man. Pull you over for nothing now.
Yep.
100%.
Not that it mattered before, but I'm sure Daddy should be visiting us a little more often now because based on us keeping it real, I don't know if the popo's gonna pop up very much.
So, jury finds Jonathan Majors guilty of assault and harassment of ex-girlfriend. Oh, they don't say the charges.
Harassment.
Yeah,
She
assault.
harassed him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But he was the aggressor because what they actually, I think, was the real thing is that when he put her back in the car, they're saying
Hmm.
that's what could have caused her injuries, but it wasn't intentional. So yeah, assault third degree and harassment in the second degree, both misdemeanor.
Well, let me tell you, assault gets you pulled over.
Facts.
I'm a bare witness right here. Every time I cross the border in a vehicle, that assault record gets me pulled over, and I gotta rehearse and remember the event almost the way they have it in their computer.
Really?
Yeah, man, they don't play. They can't wait to tell you reject.
And you still have to go through that today?
No, I got a pardon, but it's Canadian
Oh,
pardon.
I got
So
you.
it
Oh,
gets a
I got
little it gets a little trickier, It's how they pose their questions.
Hmm.
Because if they do their shit correct, they're supposed to ask if you have a record for which you received a pardon for.
I got you. And how long have you had it for?
That assault record?
Yeah.
A long time. And
Okay.
I spent a
Obviously,
lot of hours in that fucking booth talking to people. They basically knew me. Oh, that's the
so
guy with the assault record with the butter knife. Because it was a fucked up situation that had happened, right?
mm, obviously after 18, right?
Yeah. This is in
Okay,
my
yeah,
30s and shit. And, it wasn't so much that they were asking for it when you were applying for a job, but that at some point, all jobs were doing background checks that, paid money. And that prevented you from getting a lot of that shit.
yeah,
you.
100%. Well, there's your advice for today, guys. Don't assault anybody because if you're a star like Jonathan Majors, you get convicted. And if you're just Roberto, like I don't want to say nobody, but you know
Could
what
be
I mean.
anybody,
Yeah, that's
anybody.
what I'm saying. I'm not saying Roberto's a nobody, but I'm just saying anybody. And look, he has a trouble getting to the States. So it could be anything, guys.
Well, look,
This,
here's some advice for you younger guys, younger cats hanging with groups of 10 or more. If you do the math based on the numbers you're traveling with, there's one amongst you that's going to get into trouble.
Yep.
You have to make that determination. Do you want to be a part of that? Do you want to be a boy representing? Oh, maybe we should save that for the last thing, right? The ego
mm,
thing.
yeah. Because I
Hopefully, I
remember.
remember.
Yeah, I know, right?
5 minutes is a challenge. I don't know about an hour and a half.
Facts. Facts. But I was gonna say, I remember when I was growing up, there was a report, right, that came out here in one of our newspapers, and it was basically, I guess, a statistic that supposedly, how I don't know how they came up with it, but the police came up with this statistic, and they were pretty much saying that if there's 3 black people in a car, one of them has a record. Like
Oh
99%,
yeah,
one of them
fact.
has a criminal record. I was like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Mm-mm. That is absolutely false because I've been in a car with 2 other dudes and none of us had a criminal record. So I'm just
Hmm.
saying, what I mean? It's not all
It's
the time.
almost rare. It's almost rare because there's always somebody holding a secret. Like I found out I tried to get somebody a job and they came straight out and told me, I have a criminal record. I don't think I'm going to get the job. And I was like, you have a criminal record? You? I'm not even going to ask you what for. I was shocked. So people keep secrets, dog.
That means
I'm
he was.
telling you.
That means he was white.
No, he wasn't.
It wasn't white.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, black. He wasn't black though.
Yes, he was.
Really?
Yes.
And you didn't think a black dude had a criminal record?
Well, I knew a few who didn't.
Okay.
Doesn't mean
I'm
that they were
messing.
soft. Doesn't mean they were from the West Island.
Yeah,
It
no,
means
I'm
that
messing you.
it means that they were smart. You see,
Yeah.
because look, all of the not to brag or boast, but all of the things I did that were somewhat illegal, I never got bite. I got bite for fucking stupidness, being in the wrong place, wrong time, being with the wrong group, trying to prove, hey, I'm one of the boys. It was always those situations. And the minute you step out, you're soft. You ain't the same anymore. You can't wise up. Because if you stay in that circle, they'll make you feel like you're a fucking exile.
Facts. And I think that I'm like there with you, like never been caught. You know what I mean? If anything, it's stupidness. And I think because you're more cautious when you're doing certain things that you know you shouldn't be doing, right? But then when you don't expect anything to happen, that's when the bullshit happens. It's
Yep.
always when you don't expect it. You know what I mean? When you're have your third eye open and you're looking around and checking out your environments and spotting certain things, and you're good. But when you got your guard down, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or you don't listen to your conscience, your voice that tells you get the fuck out of there. No, dog, I'm having a blast, man. Tonight's fresh. I ain't missing out on this. Plap, plap. Reality hits you. I should have listened, man. I should have listened.
Bruh. One times I was in the gates, you know what I mean? And we chilling up in there playing dominoes. Boom. And they are giving it to me. Like I'm catching 6 love. I can't win a game. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, fuck, I'm not leaving here. I wanted to leave. I was ready to go home. But I'm like, I'm not leaving here until I win a game. Again, this is where it comes with the ego, right? I'm not going home before I win a game. Bro, like 5 minutes after thinking that thought, the door kick open. Right? The door kick open. Bam! Everybody on the floor. This is my first time in this shit. So I'm like shocked. I'm sitting there like this. I'm like, what the fuck? Right? So the cop come in and he grabbed my boy and throw him on the floor. When he did that, I just went on the floor real quick. Like, boom. And I'm on the floor. They came in, they searched me, you know what I mean? They kept us there for a bit. Then they took each one in the building, and then a few minutes later they let me go. They're like, "Oh, says your lucky day today."
You are lucky. Right. You are lucky. The same shit happened to me, but I was talking to my boy in the cell. Why did you fucking tell me? You fucking.
What do you mean tell you?
Because watch what happened. It was Sunday. We were watching a football game. My boy kind of passed out, and he asked me to do him a favor with some. I was doing something, right? And how it works is, on my left there's a wall, and there's the door. So I'm holding the thing. I'm watching the TV, watching the game. The doorbell rings. I'm like, huh? I'm like, we're not expecting nobody. So now I lean back. I look towards the door. And he had a stained glass. But I could see a bunch of fucking shadows moving behind that stained glass. Just as the man gets up now to go answer the fucking door, because he was trying to flush shit down the toilet like he knew it was happening, he gets to the door. By the time he reached for that handle, bat, that door opened. Nzo, the thing that was in my hand, it came to life. I saw that thing flying in the air behind the TV as I was eating carpet.
Yeah.
When I landed, that shit landed behind the TV. I'm lying there watching it. Oh, fuck. I should have went home. The whole time he was in that room lying down with his girl and I was watching the game, I'm like, why am I here? I'm all by myself.
Yeah.
This game is good, yo. This game is good. Sunday night, they let me out. Sure enough, I missed the game. I missed the evening game too. Fuck. They let me out around 11:30. Check this though. When they bid us, my fucking car keys were sitting on that table. So now I come back to the place, it's all taped up. My car's in his backyard of the parking lot. I'm in Verdun. How the fuck am I getting home 1:30 in the morning? So yo, I had to break in the house. You know I could have got arrested again?
Yeah, for sure.
I had to break in that house,
But
look for my keys, break out of the house because they had fucking nails in the door and everything. Yo.
But you're lucky you were able to find your keys though, right? So that was the first time it happened, right? The next time, I was kind of involved. You know what I mean? So we sitting there and just looking out the window. So I'm looking out the window because we always watch the window. You know what I mean? Every time we always watch the window. So I'm watching the window. As I'm watching the window, I just see, I mean, they were in like in formation, bro. You know what I mean? Like one after the other, just rushing into the building. So I'm like, fuck, 5-0. So I fucking go out in the building, right? And I'm like, looking where to go, right? I'm looking where to go. I can't go out the front door because they're coming in that way. So I run upstairs. But one of my regents had a base in the same building, a gates in the same building, but on the top floor. So when I ran up to the top floor, one of the dudes that was in the house was with me. He ran upstairs with me. You know what I mean? So as I got upstairs, this woman just opened up her door and she was like, "What's going on?" And I bolted through the fucking house, ran straight to the back door because I knew where the back door was, right? Ran straight to the back door, unlocked that motherfucker, ran down the back. And as I'm running down the back, I'm going to run home. So the direction I'm going to run, I see a flashlight in that backyard, right? I'm like, okay, that's 5-0 there. So I run the other way and I was gone. Hit the metro and boom, I was gone. Rest of them motherfuckers in there got caught. Right. So here the joke though. I had lost my Medicare card, right? I couldn't find it for months. For months. One of the boys tell me when he's in the station, they call him up and they're questioning him, and boom, my Medicare card comes on the table, and they're like, "Who is this?"
For real, huh?
Yeah. He's like, "I don't know." Yeah, they found my Medicare card in the fucking place. Now, the Medicare card wasn't connected to anything. I just lost it.
I lost it. They could have found it. They're trying to do shit with it. Thank you, officer, for finding my Medicare card.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
100%. That's all that story's coming out. Like 100%. Rehearsed from yesterday.
But to be honest with you, I didn't even care about it. It was gone.
I'm just saying if they ring your doorbell, because if they want, they could do a search, your last name.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone squeeze somebody, I'll let you off on that shit we found on you. Just give me his name, where he is. You don't know who rats you out.
Yeah, for sure.
City's full of rats, yo. Let's get into our topics.
Yeah, let's do it.
we got some fire shit. I don't know what owning up to your mistakes is, because fuck, I'd be doing a lot of owning.
I guess it's part of it right here. I want
to.
I guess we hit every subject without trying, right?
You know what I'm saying?
That's how we do it on the O.O.C, yo.
Facts. So go ahead. It's your topic, Roberto.
I don't know if I sent you this video, but someone had sent me something on Instagram, and it was this woman, I believe, who was elected as the Italian prime minister. And what she had to say blew me away to the point where I said, I love this woman and what she represents and what she wants to represent moving forward. And she called out a lot of things. And I have to agree with her on these things she's calling out, because the people who don't agree are already brainwashed. But she's saying it's a systematic target to disable us by doing these things. What they're attacking, if you don't stop and look, they're attacking core values of what we stand for individually. And I don't know what their greater cause is, but when you attack family, what they're doing now it's really gonna fuck up shit. And she's like, we're not having this no more. This is why I'm elected. This is what we're gonna do. This is what the people want, and we're rolling like that. And I'm like, man, I love this woman.
What up,
What's
Tony?
up,
What's
Tony?
going on, brother? But you
Tony.
see,
Let me try
but
and
you
find
see,
this video.
but you see, that's the thing, though, Roberto. Here's the problem, and if you do find it, yes, try and send it to me or whatever.
Mhm.
But here's the problem, though, Roberto, because you're right. But we have, and I say it all the time, we have them fucking sexy red ass women running around here, and this is what people are listening to. They are
Mm-hmm.
programmed to think that running around and being a thought is exactly how we should be. And she's a black woman tailoring her music to black people, and this is what we are having. So yes, I agree with that 100%. The family value stuff, that shit's going out the toilet.
They're attacking it. And if you really think about it, we said it. The 80s was family. All the shows, all the top shows were family oriented shows.
Mm-hmm.
Why in the 90s did it die? In 2000, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
exist. They don't even
Mm-hmm.
try and do a remake of any of them. Why?
And what do
Because they
we
don't
have?
want to. They don't want to let you know that that's where we want to go again. That's how it was. Look how happy you were. Look how life was meaningful. Now all you hear is negative, 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 negative. It's that platform's just pushed on you so fucking hard you can't see positive anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
And
eating a real steak for the first time, you know?
and I honestly believe that they started that shit off, with us, right? Well, TV shows we watch with no father in the household, or the mom just doing it by herself, you know what I mean? And I've been watching like old clips of the Cosby Show, and that show is absolutely brilliant, bro. That show was brilliant, especially when it comes to, like you said, the family values and stuff like that.
Yes,
But
yes.
now what do we get? Twerking.
Mm-hmm.
Or single parents.
Yes.
Okay, yes, there are single parents. You got
Mm-hmm.
to cater to that need, that population to let them know that they're not different.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not all there is.
Absolutely.
But that's all
100%.
you seem to show, even in
100.
commercials, shows,
Mm-hmm.
entertainment. I don't know, just fucking name it. If it's embedded in you over and over and over again, it becomes normal.
Mm-hmm.
So to see a family now, you just say it's a matter of time before that family's disturbed and they're broken up and he's single, she's single, family.
And that's what I'm saying. First off, Tony Robinson said, hoes are fun for a time, not a long time. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? I watch Amazing Lucas and he calls them socks, right? And he's basically like, you need to know when a sock is a sock and when it's not. You know what I mean? And what you do with a sock, you put it on, you wear it for a bit, and you take it off. That's what it is. So,
Well,
and
I always compare it to, like, I think I said before, a loaf of bread, where
mm-hmm,
he had the top piece and the bottom piece.
mm-hmm.
Well, I call it the whole slice because everybody touches it, but nobody wants it.
Hold on. I don't know why I love that heel piece of
You
the
love some
bread.
hoes, don't you?
I've I've been known
I've
to,
been there.
yes.
I'm sure we all be the hoe runners every now and then. But
They serve a purpose.
exactly.
You know what I mean? But that's what you see, and to Roberto's point, is that's all they're really showing, right? Is that hoish kind of thing. You know what I mean? You're not getting good family values, on most of the shows that you watch, especially when it comes to us.
Well, you
I
look at
sent it to you on Messenger, Anzo. Sorry, JG. Go
oh,
ahead.
you're good. You're good.
Cool.
You look. It seems like they're really attacking the youth,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Because look at the Cosby Show, right? Very family oriented show. The father was hilarious. The mom was kind of the authoritarian, if you want to say so. She was the one that was ready to get busy if she needed to. You fast forward to Family Matters, right? You had a working father, working mother, grandmother stayed at the house with them, family was together. Let's fast forward to, I guess you can say, Fresh Prince. In a way it was kind of like that. Um, My Wife and Kids, right, was another example of family oriented show. So when did things start to shift? Right, you look at Disney Channel, right? Even a lot of those, the few black shows they have on there, the son is either always rapping about some shit. It's always got to be comical, right? You look at Empire, where the husband and wife or whatever they didn't get along.
Mm-hmm.
You had the sons, one son hated women, womanizer, doing all these things, And but what's funny? A lot of these women flock to that,
Mm-hmm.
right? The bad boy image, right? The one they think, okay, I can tame this bad boy, just like
Mm-hmm.
the hoish woman. A guy can say, oh, I can tame this woman to make her a housewife. You look at
Well,
music, you go from Beyonce's to now you just mentioned Sexy Red, Cardi B's. What's
mm-hmm.
the other one? Megan Thee Stallion,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're rapping about nothing,
Facts.
but
Okay,
women
so
flock to them for some reason. I just don't get it.
and I'll say this, JG, because when it comes to Cardi B, Megan the Stallion, Nicki Minaj, I think they at least have some lyrical presence, right? Where
Hmm.
even though they're doing what they're doing, I think I can understand why they've been put on because they can rap.
Yeah.
Sexy Red cannot fucking rap. She can't. I was listening to the song that I guess blew her up the other day, and I'm just like, listen to these lyrics. Like, this is what people are listening to. It's horrible,
Yep.
Well,
And
you know
Tony
what?
said Bel
I'm gonna.
Air is family orientated, and
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
But what we're saying is there's not enough. What's up, Nadia? How you doing? Dysfunctional is heavily pushed. 100%.
Pretty
When
good stuff.
Yes.
Who
Go
was
ahead,
it that
JJ.
I'll say who was it that stated that the biggest threat to America is black people united or something like that?
I
Well,
don't remember,
I was
but
saying the world
Yeah, the word you say the world is true. Yeah.
mhm.
because this was said by this. I don't know if he was a doctor or a scientist or he was a guy of great stature
Yeah.
in Australia, and he did this, and they're trying to denounce it. They're trying not to publish it or let it get airtime. It's hard to find,
Interesting.
Mm,
but he
Well,
said it. If all this was a plot set long time ago
yeah.
to keep us distorted, keep
oh,
us
for sure.
against each other, because if
Hmm.
we unite,
Mm-hmm.
there's no nation that could stop you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were sorry to say, but you guys are machines through their methods with slavery, putting the strongest and all that out there. The genes just continue, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And it got to the point where it's like they had us hating each other, right? Because the field and the house, right? So field they hated the house. The end. They hated the house, and it was always a way to keep us divided. And till this day, like how many times have you seen or watched someone hate on somebody because they're succeeding? You know what I mean?
Mm,
It's a
Like,
very good
oh,
point you make. Very good point, Anzo.
why the fuck is that guy? Why the fuck is
He
that
thinks
guy
he's
doing
better
and
than
I
me
can't? Yeah, exactly. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's
because
all
you
embedded.
can't even lie. I can only speak for myself. That thought crossed my mind a lot of times when I saw
Mm-hmm,
black people living better than me. Like, who do you think
mm-hmm,
you are?
mm-hmm.
And sometimes it was justified because they pretended like they were better. Oh,
Yeah.
you got no stripes on your shoes? Look what I'm wearing. Nike. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck Nike is.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
I've done it too, but when I did that right away, I remember it was right after my mom died, and I was going to the store, and I swear this woman was so old. She was so old, and I was like, but my mom's dead. You know what I mean? Like that's the thought that came in my mind. Not a great thought to have, but I'm just like, this woman is like can barely walk, and my mom was 63 and she passed away. You know what I mean? Like those are the type of
Mhm.
thoughts that I had at the time, and I was just like, we hate and we get jealous of certain things instead of embracing. Oh, okay, well, you know what? It's good to see that she's actually alive at that age and still living her life. You know what I mean? That's how we should be as human beings, but we're not because we're all selfish, greedy.
But we were made that way. We were
Yeah, I
made that
know.
way. We
Hmm.
live we live beyond our means. You see things all the time that tell us that we don't need the things we have. We can't take them with us. It's all they even mock us and make fun of us. They show the typical black guy. If you take him from his hat to his feet, he probably has 6-7 grand worth of stuff on him.
Mm-hmm.
But then you go look in his bank account and he doesn't have that much money.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you want to look rich, but you ain't rich.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes a priority for us to be more of a billboard showing off our shit and not really taking care of our shit like the ones who aren't showing off. Because I can't see why you can't take care of your shit and kind of show off at the same time too.
Absolutely.
It's possible.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not rich. People think I'm rich. I'm not rich. They don't know I buy last year's shit. Because I don't give a fuck. It doesn't have my date on my shoes, man.
And shit on sale and shit.
I shop at Winners, man. I shop at Winners. That's like one step up Le Chateau. I don't know about you guys. You know what? I shop at TJ Maxx, JG. You got TJ Maxx by you?
I do too, yep.
I shop there. I go in there and spend $2. I walk out with 3-4 outfits. Yep. I don't give a fuck if the button's twisted on one side or one side's a little longer. If it feels funny, I bring it back. But if it's comfortable, I don't give a fuck if there's a little defect. People don't notice it.
Hey, listen.
I don't care.
I have a friend who was on, he was on the show, Dwayne. He was on the show. Shouldn't have called him out like that, but whatever.
That's that shit, Dwayne. Don't feel no way. He's done it to his partner. Go ahead.
I don't know if he would care anyways, but he was like, he does all these videos, right? He calls himself Mr. Dress Up. So he's always doing these videos, you know what I mean? Putting on up his gear. And I kind of like, not my style, but he have his style.
Props for doing this thing.
Man told me he like, yeah, I get some of my clothes from the thrift shop and all of that shit. He's like, I ain't spending money for these. Listen, it may look like it is, but it's not. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You go see people with these fancy cars, like, posing. And where they going home? To their mama's house.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Capitalism is killing us. Go ahead.
I remember I started interviewing with Jadena, right? And he had, the suits he used to always wear all the time, right? Yeah, I think it was a Breakfast Club. They asked him, hey, where do you get these suits? He said, you know what? I get them at the thrift store and go get them tailored. I said, damn, I never thought about doing that.
Yo, like I was going to cut Nzo off before, JG. My wife makes fun of my daughters everywhere we go to travel or whatnot. They bring us to these thrift areas and they're fucking massive. It's like you're stepping in a time zone. We're in the 70s. And my wife makes fun of them all the time. And then my daughters get dressed up. And my wife's like, where'd you get that top? Where'd you get that jacket? And my daughters laugh. We got it where you make fun of Mom. We're thrifting. It's fucking hilarious, man. It's hilarious. Because there's some pieces from our days that are fucking priceless. And PJ asked me more than 10 years ago. He's like, Unc, do you have your old hockey jackets? I go, I don't know where they are. He goes, man, if you find them, send them to Toronto. I'll give you some money. Those things are worth big time money now. Like, what they want my jacket for? They don't care. It's the cut. It's the style. It's the era, how we lived, that style of dress. They love it. I could have sold my jacket for $500, Nzo. I would throw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to say it doesn't fit me anymore. It's nice to keep as a momentum, but if you keep all your shit, you're a hoarder. So I would throw it away.
Okay, so here's the thing, because we're talking about this, but it's gonna get. You see me, and this is where the ego comes in. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go to a thrift shop and be like, "Oh, yeah, let me buy." I can't.
Well, here's the thing: is
Not
it
me either.
more so for you, or what someone may say if they saw you wearing thrifts and stuff?
I don't give.
For me, I couldn't give a shit what people say.
Okay. Yeah,
because right now I'd be styling if I said I bought it at a thrift store.
You know what I mean?
Because everything is thrifted if you ask people.
Right.
I asked that question because I remember when I was in elementary school, people would make fun of people going to thrift stores buying clothes, right? Not knowing they damn parents going to a thrift store buying their shit.
Yeah.
They didn't want anybody knowing that. So it's just always amazed me.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? I don't know about like teenage kids and stuff, but I know for us, I don't think anybody like Roberto come wearing a shirt, I'm gonna laugh at Roberto's shirt. Be like, hey, if it's a like something I don't see him usually wear. I may make a crack about it or whatever. What kind of shirt is that from your grandpa or some shit like that? You know what I mean? But that would be about it. You know what I mean? That would be about it. So we don't really like make fun of what a person is wearing or anything like that anymore. You know, so it doesn't.
Everything is in now.
Right. It doesn't really matter to me if someone tried to like. I know because hey, I may wear this today, but tomorrow I'm gonna wear something fancy. You know what I mean? I could do that, right? So I just look down like when I'm like a shift drop. There ain't nothing in there for me. You know what I mean? Like that's my thought before I even think about going in. I'm like, there ain't nothing in there for me.
Yo, you know how big thrift is in the US?
Yeah, I know.
Huge.
Like, man, there's a whole fucking town in New York. There's a whole section that my daughter just, when we travel, she does our itinerary. She brings us to the most expensive place, and we're trapped. We can't really change because you have to make reservations everywhere now. You can't just walk into a restaurant. Oh, it looks good here. Nzo, you can't, depending where you go. So she brings us to this place. We are in New York now, and I'm going back to my New York. Yeah, man, I'm coming back with 4 or 5 running shoes. I know I'm going to find a nice jacket, like a nice fall jacket. I was all psyched. I didn't see one fucking store like that. She brought me somewhere that I walked almost, I don't know how many miles, man, but we walked, and it was thrift store, restaurant, thrift store, just the whole way down, Nzo. I lost it. And
now, yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to be the one to ruin trips all the time, but I don't know why they keep putting me in these predicaments. It's not right, man.
Now, if I went to like you did, like let's say that happened, you know, I'm walking down the street and I'm pissed and I'm like, what the hell? Now, if I seen something in a window that hey, that's kind of fire, I'd probably consider it and look at it. But I'm 100% sure at the end of the day, I'll be like, you know what? Now I'll find something else. You know what I mean? Like
I didn't look in one window. I didn't go in one store. I was on the sidewalk the whole fucking time. That was a day, you know, because you have to go to different boroughs over there.
Absolutely. And they said they don't make clothes with quality material at all.
Why would they, Nadia? That means you won't come back in 3 months to buy another pair.
Facts, 100%. Like for me, and it gets expensive, but certain things I have to take it to the dry cleaner because I know I put it in that machine and it's gonna get faded. It's gonna get like those little balls on or something like that. So I'm like, no, I want to keep it for a while, looking good. You know what I mean? So, but damn.
You know, based on that comment you just made, do you think those people thrifting are smarter than us? Because be it they're buying clothes that's already been worn, they're buying fucking better made clothes that will last from the 70s and 80s to now looking like you bought them today.
Yeah,
not like these fucking shirts you buy now. You think it's 100% cotton, you wash it, and it's your son or daughter's 100% cotton shirt after.
Facts. Or you get that long hanging fucking neck that I can't stand that shit. You know what I mean? But I was gonna say, Roberta, is it either they're smarter or is it our egos that won't even let us go in there and look? Because I don't want, I don't want to see me in there. Like if you see me wearing it, fine. But if I'm walking in the thrift store and as I'm coming out, one of my boys is walking by.
And that's what brings you to the point where I talk about when we were in elementary school, we kind of talked about people who went to the thrift stores. Right.
Yeah.
And exactly like when my mom went and I was in there, I was looking like, oh, I hope no my classmates see me in here.
Exactly.
I know I'm gonna get it in school the next day.
Exactly. Right? We're not going in there, are we? We're not poor, Mom. We can't go in there.
Facts. You said one of the best episodes of Atlanta, I think, was season 3. It was a flashback where Ern's mom bought him a bootleg FUBU shirt at a thrift store, and his classmate dogged him the next day.
Hey, I used to wear FUBU all the time back in the day.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie, right? Back in the day, kind of different for me, because I remember my boy, he used to go to New York and he used to buy stuff, you know what I mean? And damn well know it was bootleg, because I had a pair of Nike jeans. And my Nike don't make jeans. You know what I'm saying?
My God. They really exploited us Canadians.
And they were fire too, because they had a big, like, red, like, nice Nike swish on the front. Yeah, it was like fire. You know what I mean? And I remember, like, I didn't really check on it when I bought them. I was like, oh, Nike jeans, boom. So one day I'm walking, and one of the boys like, hey, what are those Nike jeans? He's like, yeah, man, the fire, eh? He's like, Mikey don't make no fucking jeans. Right? And yeah, I pretty much never wore the jeans again, to be honest with you. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Nike don't make no fucking jeans. What are we doing here? Like, what am I wearing this for? I thought I was styling with my Nike jeans. Hey guys, I'm the only one that has Nike jeans. Yeah, because they don't make them, you know?
So before we skip to another topic, because I think we kind of went off, but it all relates. Do you guys agree or disagree that we're somewhat being programmed?
Oh, for sure.
Hold on. What was that you said?
Do you agree or disagree that we're somewhat being programmed?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can go back to as far as Run DMC when they came out with the Adidas outfits, right? You saw that shit, you're like, damn, I gotta go get some Adidas, right? Everybody and their mother was wearing Adidas clothes, right?
It didn't cause you to do any harm. It didn't cause you to do anything that wasn't normal at the time, you know? Like,
well,
now you can't define normal now. Please, JG, I think this is one of the hardest fucking questions in life right now. Define normal.
But hold on, let me get back to your first thing originally, because you're talking about the programming, right? But the problem is sometimes, and most of the times, we don't even fucking know we're being programmed.
Because it's happening for so long, Nzo.
Can you ask yourself, really and truly, why do you like Jordan? Or I'll ask myself the question, why do I like Jordan so much? Why do I like his clothes so much, right? And now, yes, I have a certain style and a certain thing that I like, right? But it seems to be like, oh, that shoe is a shoe I like, and it's Jordan, right? I look at Adidas, I don't like them. I look at fucking Reeboks, I don't like them. I look at Pumas, I don't like them. I don't see pairs that I like. So you have to ask yourself, why is that? Is it because that's just my style, or have I been programmed to like these certain shoes or these certain brand, and I just can't see anything else?
Are you programmed, or is that your taste?
Exactly. That's the question.
If you want to pose that question, good luck, because only you can give yourself the answer. Because only people give you an answer is people you got to pay for, and they will never give you the same answer. You'll be even fucking more confused. A woman will tell you, Nzo, it's you. A guy will tell you, Nzo, it's the shoes. Nzo, you know, you're going to get all kinds of variations of this shit, and you'll just be more fucked.
Well, you know, I know a lot of marketing and advertising firms study these things, right?
Yeah, of course.
So like, okay, what is it that we can do to make people kind of want to constantly go out for this, right? You ever Google something, then you go to YouTube or social media, and all of a sudden the thing you Google was right there?
All the time.
All the time, right? You keep seeing it, like, you know what? Let me go with this website, see. You know what I mean? And so I remember
that's why they want your information, because they want to know how to service you.
Yes,
exactly. I remember me and my parents were going somewhere up north. I want to say it was Wyoming, I'm not sure. We kept seeing these signs saying Wall Drug. Come to Wall Drug, visit Wall Drug, over and over and over. And you know what we did finally see, you know, let's go see what Wall Drug is about.
Yeah.
Go see it. That's what I think that subliminal programming advertising is. You keep it in somebody's face, they're eventually gonna go see it.
Let me ask you a question. Y'all, and I'm 48 years old, right? 48, 49, sorry. Y'all still remember the Jordan song though, right?
Mike.
Want to be like Mike.
Sometimes I dream that he
is me.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's how I dream to be. Right? So you go put a catchy tune to a song that people still know 30, 40 years later.
You know what they said, Nzo? This is our show. This is how we're gonna go about it. We're gonna do this with the shoe, the commercial, Spike Lee, and all that. And to top it off, when we play this song, boom, we got them. This song is like a mind meld. They're all gonna be singing it, and everyone's gonna want Jordans. And because they want it so much, we're gonna price them higher so we make maximum profits off of these shoes and pay Michael ridiculous money for doing this with us.
Facts.
I wasn't even there.
And like I
Facts.
said, have a merchandise, a catchy tune, then the right person wearing the stuff. Oh, you
Facts.
you you
There's
want to be like him. I gotta be like Mike.
think about it. Slogans were purposely put out there to fucking brainwash you because they're
Yes.
catchy, they're short, and they could just ring in the back of your head. You don't have to remember it. It'll just sit there because it's so small and catchy, unique, you know, if it's
Just like
done properly.
Yeah.
just like those long white tees people used to wear all the time. Well, some of them still do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing a rap video with guys wearing white tees, long white
Mm-hmm.
tees. You see on campus,
Mm-hmm.
guys wearing long white tees.
Mm-hmm.
What? When I see a honey on their arm, fine. Shoot, let me give me a white tee.
Where the
Yeah.
Right?
fuck you think? Where the fuck you think
Yeah.
the baggy jeans came from?
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Where did that shit come from? Because we seen it. These, the baseball caps, the
Yep.
snapbacks,
Yep.
fucking NWA. They were the ones, the first ones to come out, start wearing the snapbacks and the Raiders and all the shit. Then all of a sudden, everybody starts wearing Raiders.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I mean? Everybody's wearing LA. They tried to even get some sort of deal with the Raiders, and the Raiders said no, right? So they wouldn't give them a deal for that. But they single-handedly had people buying Raider gear more than, and it's on a
Anything. More than
documentary. Yeah,
anything.
it's on a
Yeah.
documentary. You can go look it up. It's not fact. It's facts
And
I'm speaking.
it's Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm.
Ice Cube brought
And
the
it's got to be
Raiders to
black
him.
too. It's got to be black.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
said,
it
I
was
wore this
absolutely.
hat and it just took off.
Yeah, 100%. So that's what I'm saying. So even back then, right? Now you don't just have music videos. You have YouTube. You have more streaming services than fucking cable right now. So you have all these new opportunities, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, to market to people and maximize the programming. It's just what it is, right? You will hear, and this is why sometimes I really love when shit comes back to bite people. Because y'all know Candace Owens, right?
Yep.
Candace Owens will go on this internet and talk mad shit about black people, right? Mad shit. Black woman herself, mad shit. BLM is fake, blah, 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 blah. All of this crap. She working with Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire. What did she do? She went on and started talking about what's going on in Israel, taking the side of the Palestinians. And guess what happened? They fired her black ass. They fired her black ass. So it was okay to say whatever you wanted to say about your own people, but the minute you say something about the Jews, you are gone, right? That's where the programming comes from. You could say whatever the fuck you want to about a certain group, but if you say it about another one,
What certain group? It's black
us.
people.
Yeah.
No
for sure.
certain group is black people.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. But you say it against any other group and you're getting canceled.
And people are shocked, Onzo. Maybe
I
the
know.
YouTube world has become common, but when I talk to people who aren't as familiar with YouTube as they should be, and I tell them the things I've learned while I'm here, they almost don't believe me.
YouTube
And
is
when
a different world.
it is a different world, and it's a
Yeah.
very big world that they're underestimating. You know, it's
Absolutely.
almost like because now of Amazon, people forgot about eBay, but eBay's still rolling, man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
eBay's cleaned up
100%.
their shit in order to stay alive with Amazon. So we're so programmed to jump on the latest. We're so quick to drop the I could say the relevant, the one that we should be with. We will drop it in a heartbeat when we know something new comes out and everybody's going to it.
Facts.
And that's what's fucking sad. That's where you know they do these little things on Zone. And that's where you could see how really programmed they are. And I think, sorry to say, not that I'm singling out Apple, but I think they were one of the first guys to do it.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to bring up the Apple commercial, right?
Not even the commercial, just what their whole ideology, the way they operated. You know what? I had an iPhone and the iPhone 4 and 5. I was way back in the days.
No, but it started even before that. I'm talking, it was this commercial that they did during the Super Bowl. The Mac the first MacBook computer, a second one or something like that, that commercial, the black and white one, and it's a TV screen and they show the person's face, they still talk about how that commercial was so, it had people buying Macs like crazy, that commercial, right? And again, all of this stuff that we seeing now is learned from what they've done to us in the past, right? With the subliminal stuff. Oh, you know what? If we do this commercial that gets people talking, like an unbelievable commercial, what's going to happen? People are going to buy our MacBooks, and their MacBooks skyrocketed after that Super Bowl commercial. Not only did they do a great commercial that people still talk about, they put it on at the time where most people were watching the Super, like, you know what I mean? Like the Super Bowl, the highest rated show of the year. They paid the money to pop that commercial during the Super Bowl, and they never looked back since.
You know, when they started doing shit like, I felt they had too much control. I called them the evil empire because they, you know, if I apply Star Wars to them, they are definitely the evil empire. Because when I had my phone, the 32 gig was a lot back then, right? And the 32 gig was their best-selling phone. No one was buying the 112, maybe because they couldn't afford it or they didn't see reason to have that much room, right? So what did they do? They stopped selling a 32 gig. Now, why would you do that if you didn't have a plot to make more money? You don't care what the fucking people feel. You don't give a fuck. Bro. So now what do? Here's the next thing they did. Sorry, I'll let you go on. So
yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
The next thing they did is they put a new software out. All of a sudden, their software is updating or upgrading every fucking 2-3 months. And I'm like, okay, I update, and all of a sudden, oh, you have no more room on your phone. I said, what the fuck you give me this update then? You don't know how much room I have? What do I have to do? Buy another phone.
Because the upgrade gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right? But that's not even the worst part.
No, but that's the early fuckery.
Yeah, exactly. But that is escalated to what they do now. New iPhone comes out, you got 3 fucking versions of it. You got the iPhone Max, which is like 520 gigs. Then you have the 256 gig. Then you have the 64 gig. So you have 3 different versions of it. You have the iPhone Max, you have the Pro, you have the fucking Mini. You know what I mean? Like, they are just trying to corner the market with these fucking.
And they're all the same phones, just a little bigger and smaller.
Yeah,
There's no difference in one phone from the other. Just size.
Yeah. But
it's almost like they're saying, we don't even have to change the look of this phone. They'll still want it.
Yeah. But to be fair, but
we have them.
To be fair, I think, and maybe Apple was the one who started it, but all phone companies now are implementing that type of shit. You know what I mean? So,
but I used to think they were genius, Apple, when I first was with them. Genius. Having it that no one could fucking hack this phone. They have their own platform. They're fucking, but as time goes by and you become a developer now, and you learn that the iPhone is not even using 1/100,000th of what the capability of the phone can do. If that isn't fucking control, I don't know what is. Because I met a hacker, a real hacker. Not to say that there's fake ones, but there's levels to the shit, right? This guy was able to turn office building lights on and off on his fucking iPhone. He showed us. He made a skull. He did all. We were like, what? Yeah, you know, your phones are all locked. If you unlock your phone, there's another world. There's a bunch of guys who are fucking anti-Apple, and Apple's trying to shut them down.
Yeah, the jailbreaking of the phone.
Yes. Oh,
but here's the problem.
Has so much capability.
But here's the problem. You jailbreak your phone, Apple
You're not covered anymore.
Not only are you not covered, Apple sends out another update. You can't update your phone because it'll brick it, right? Or you'll lose the jailbreak.
Well, that was their goal all the time, to lose the jailbreak.
For sure. Yeah, for sure, 100%. Right? So that's what Apple tries to do that. And you may be able to last, depending on how long you keep your phone. So you may be able to last a year, but after a year, the apps will update. right? The apps are constantly updating anyways, but the apps will update, and then they will update to a point where they will not be able to be used unless you update to the latest firmware.
I'm
So
glad
now,
you're giving us all this information on so a little more than I have, because there's a method to my madness here where I'm going with this. Do you see a difference with the way Apple was with their products and the way they're treating us now?
okay, so
Do
here's the
you
thing.
you understand my question?
Yeah. And I'm going to say
Okay.
this. I'm going to say absolutely. But I will tell you this, it's not just Apple. Okay. So let me
No, I
explain.
just use them as an example because they're a very
Yeah.
good example
Yeah. No,
of how we're
100%.
being treated since the poke.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
testing
100%.
us. They're making us do
Hmm.
things. You can't travel. You can't do this if you don't do that. Apple did the same thing, but
Hmm.
yet people are still with Apple. So they're figuring, hey, we do this to people. They'll still be with us
Hmm.
because they'll still be able to shop, then go out, then eat, then do their little stupidness and give us more money.
Hmm. So here's why I say that. But first, let me get to Shifty. He said, "Get this slim, less bulky PS5. Oh, by the way, we have a PS5 Pro available right now before GTA 6 in 2 years, which will be a few years before the PS6." You see, and that's what I was gonna say, right? Because it's getting so bad. I play NBA 2K, right?
Hmm.
Last year, 2K used to have what they called when you play my team an auction house, right? So let's say you bought your let's say you got different players, their cards, right? So you get a card, you get to use the player, you can sell them back in the auction house, try and get some MT to buy new cards, right? What was happening was people were going online and buying the MT, right? Just selling the cards. Someone would has a website, whatever, they'd go buy your cards, boom, you would get that for a lot cheaper than well, at the time you couldn't even buy the MT. You could only buy it's called virtual currency and
Yeah.
my team currency, right? So at the time you could only buy virtual currency. So the only way to get MT would be to play the game or to sell your cards, right? No, hear this, Roberto. So they started last year, and this has been going on since 2K maybe 23. So they started seeing, I guess, the money they were losing. So what they did last year is they started banning people, right, for buying MT. They banned you for 30 days, second day is 90 days, and then the third time you completely banned. People were still doing it, finding a way to get on it. Then they changed the ban to 90 days. Like the first time, 90 days, second time, boom, you're done. 2K24 comes out, and guess what? No more auction house. They got rid of it. You know why? Because these companies are fucking greedy. And if you see that this thing is taking away money from what you're doing, then they're going to find a way to fucking change it so that they can maximize their money. So, yes, 100%. All these companies are doing things that are trying to milk us for as much money
I
as they
would say
possible.
unethical.
Pretty much.
That's what it comes down to. Unethical practice, and it's allowed to happen. And again, I say it since the Pope because you and I have been in telemarketing for a long time. I think we've mentioned it many, many times. And I would say a good part of it for me was customer service.
Mm-hmm.
The way we had to treat people and the power people had against us, especially at the last place Anzo and I worked at, was unbelievable. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even if you're doing a scam, you have to do legit customer service.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Customer service today, I would love to do it. I don't think I would ever feel threatened of losing my job because all you have to say is too bad. There's no rebuttal. Sorry, it's too bad. Hold on. Let me put you on hold long enough that maybe you won't be there when I come back. You couldn't put someone on hold for more than 2 minutes before my light would be flashing, and I'd say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could be on hold for fucking hours
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
to ask a question regarding your bill. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're doing them a favor, you're trying to pay your bill, and you're gonna put me on hold for 2 hours and come
Because
back and tell me you understand and sympathize, you
be,
motherfucker.
because they making so much money off of you, they don't care,
We
right?
are
Remember,
rats, Anzo. We are rats.
hey, Roberto, remember when we were working for Rogers, the amount of things a new customer would get but a previous customer gets shit on
Give me all
constantly.
your money.
Constantly. But a new customer, they will give you if they can sell you the phone and give you like they will create a fucking plan if it doesn't exist to get you on there. But now if you say, hey, my friend just got this plan, and you call them, oh, sorry, sir, it's only for existing customers. What
Mm.
people were doing at one point was canceling their phone because they knew they would end up getting a call to offer them the plan that their
To
friend
win
got.
them back.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you know there's ways to defeat the system, but you have to know that there is a system and there
Mhm.
is a plan, and it's unethical the way they're practicing right now. Because I mean, I tell I don't care how enticing something is that I see on the internet. I scroll down to the bottom. If I don't see a phone number, I don't give a fuck what you're selling me. I'm not buying it. I don't care who you're a part of, whose stamp you put is backing you. If you don't have a phone number, and this is
Let,
advice to anybody out there, do not buy it. Scroll
let
down. You're going to see an email. Contact us. Don't do it.
Thank you for saying that, because one day I'm looking for a shaver, right? And of course, once you start Googling shavers, shit pops up. So I seen one and I seen a clip for one, and I'm like, oh shit, that looks like a really good shaver. Like, looks exactly what I'm looking for. So I just clicked on it. Boom, let me see what the price is. I'm like, okay. I checked out the site. It kind of looked legit. I was still iffy about it, right? Purchased the shaver. The next day that site was gone.
Wow.
Like completely gone.
Wow.
Yep.
I
Like
called
the domain doesn't exist.
my credit card number. I said, "Hey, listen, I made this purchase, but they gave me my money back, but that shit was gone the next day." Roberto was absolutely correct.
But
When
it's
you
gotten
see this,
so bad now, Anzo, that some banks don't even give you the money back. They
That's
say you,
true.
you got to be wise, my friend, because they're
oh
losing a lot of money.
yeah, probably. But
I
you see,
went in. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
but here's the thing, though. It's on fucking Facebook. You know what I
I don't
mean?
buy shit on Facebook. I
That's I
don't
That's
was
care
gonna say
what
is number
website.
one.
I
Do
don't
not
buy
buy on
anything.
Facebook. Do
No.
not buy on Instagram.
mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
But that's what I'm saying. How were they able to get away with putting these fake ass fucking ads on Facebook and
And they're not
Instagram
policing
like
it.
that? You know what I'm saying? They're
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Things
getting a
don't make
cut.
sense anymore. Things
Hmm.
don't make sense. The things they're policing, we can't understand why they are. The things they should be policing, nobody's fucking doing shit.
Facts,
If that ain't a plan, I don't know what is.
facts, and
But
that's what
I
I'm
don't want
saying.
no part of it. I'm gonna come off as somebody who's anti-racist, uh, uh, conspiracy theorist. I'm gonna get all of these labels and they're all gonna deflect off of me like Wonder Woman. Bing, bing, bing. Because
Listen,
I'm at the point of I don't give a fuck.
I
I
try
don't.
not to
I'm
be a
tired.
conspiracy theorist, but man, it's getting hard, especially when you
Don't
see
start the conversation.
all this stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Don't start the conversation because I'm gonna come off angry. I'm serious. I swear to God, JG. I'm so fed up. I'm an old man now. I really feel like an old man. I'm fed up.
Hmm.
If you bring up this subject, keep in mind you're not going to want to hear some of the things I'm going to say. So I ask you again, do you want to talk about this?
I want to hear what you have to say, 100%.
And I'm going to tell you. I'm going to fucking tell you. Bring up the subject. But you see, Anzo, I know you're not sided in this. You're a provoker in this. You just want to spark me up. I'm talking about someone who actually believes in the cause and they want to convince me, like a Jehovah Witness kind of thing, you know? You're ringing my doorbell, trying to tell me my religion's no good. Let me follow your shit. Wapow! Right there, buddy. Take your shit next door.
No, I'm just saying though, like when like I don't, but some of the things, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so
People are scared to talk.
what do you
We're
mean?
talk. We were. I was having a conversation with my coworkers,
Hmm.
and I go,
Keep talking over everybody. Go ahead.
I'm curious, because I get curious like that sometimes. I go, I'm curious. What's your take on what's happening in the Middle East?
Oh shit.
You know what happened, JG?
Yeah.
People start doing this. Okay, this is what? What? Oh, hold on. This is how I feel. I don't. Speak up. What's wrong with you? What are you embarrassed? You're shy? Speak up. Oh no, there's some people who do those people care when they're chanting shit that's offensive to you, how you feel? I'm not saying be like them, but at the same time, don't not be you because of them. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you. I asked first, right? I don't volunteer this information because it's not something you can do right now because you're going to be categorized. So I say, do you want to hear it? Sure, but there may be some things you can't agree or accept. Are we okay with that? Yes. Boom. It's like I had the shit on cue cards. I just come out. Please answer this. Please answer this. Please answer this. Please answer this. And we can have a debate. When you went to school, did they have debating clubs?
Yep.
JG,
Yep.
do they still exist? Because I don't even hear that word mentioned at all.
They have them, but I don't think it's as prominent as it used to be.
Why do you think that is?
Well, everything's offensive almost nowadays, right? If because usually
You
in the
make a
debate,
good point there.
one side's pros and one side's cons. You don't might necessarily agree if you're on the con side, but because it's a debate, you have to take one side or the other. So you
But
research and figure out, you try to combat the pros if you're the cons and vice versa.
but
So
what makes you win a debate? It's basically the material you're presenting to
material
defend your cause, right?
exactly.
More times than not, if you don't believe in a cause, you can't really present it with enough passion for it to have that effect on people to say, he has a point. If I talk about something like I don't believe in, it won't have the same effect on you as if I
Yeah,
do believe in it.
100%.
That's why they do all kinds of research and they talk in front of a mirror because they want to be passionate in their delivery. That shit I believe is not here anymore because it's something that created substance during our time, which what they're trying to destroy. The family atmosphere.
Hmm.
I'll stop there.
Well, back to programming, right? When you brought the Middle East, when we see movies, any type of films, shows, or whatever, even animated stuff, when you see someone who's Middle Eastern or Arab, or whatever you call it, they are always shown, for the most part, in a negative light.
Like
So
us.
like us, so anytime someone would say, "Well, I'm going to side with, let's say, the Palestinians or whatever," oh, whoa, 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 no, why you side with them? Blah 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 blah. Right? But if you say you side with Israelis, they're usually seen as a positive. Right? In a lot of movies, they are the heroes, they are the victor, they are the champions. Right? And that comes with programming. And so, it's we are in a time where you can't say anything, especially one group in particular. That's the alphabet community. Got nothing against them, but you say one thing, just speaking your opinion,
And you're a homophobe.
you're homophobic.
What was the name of that company that so-called police telemarketing, but they weren't really government owned? They were publicly owned or privately owned. What were they called? The Better Business Bureau.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I think the alphabet people have become the new BBB. They're policing life.
Yeah,
What
pretty
you
much.
can say and can't say. They
Hmm.
determine. I mean, I don't know if they hold the same power they did last year because I don't see their platform really being pushed now because there's just so much more popular negative shit out there to talk about.
Oh, no, they're still being pushed.
Yeah. And it could
Really?
just be also
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's so normal now, right?
I'm
It's
watching a lot less TV now, to tell you to be
that
honest.
is, yeah.
Hmm. Go ahead,
I
JG.
watch
You're saying?
sports. Sorry, JG.
Oh, you good, man. I was gonna say it's so normal now, right? You look at movies today. Usually, the person who is of that community, usually a black guy.
Hmm.
Why does it always have to be the black guy? I have no clue, but
Hmm.
it's typically the black guy, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, like I said, it's so normal now, right? I remember I was driving home one day. I saw a group of kids, walking home from school, I saw some guys with snow boots on and little. I'm like, what the what? Like that is so. That's still not normal for me.
Hmm.
Or for people younger than us, it's normal because they
Mm-hmm.
see it. They just it's just like integration. I'm gonna go back that far. For a lot of people, it took time to get used to integration. You can't just push that on somebody. Say you have to deal. Just give people time to. They may never understand it, may never agree with it, but give people time to be okay with the fact that it's here.
Absolutely. So I was watching, and to JG's point where he said it's always us, I was watching this show on Netflix, right? It's called looking at it now, Obliterated. So I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, so it's kind of like a comedy type of spy movie. There's a black guy in it. Doesn't fit the profile. I'm just gonna say that. You guys know the profile I'm talking about. Doesn't fit the profile. So they do their mission and then they have this huge party. So the whole kind of concept of it is they finish a mission, they have this party, they're taking all kinds of drugs, like completely fucked up, and then they realize that the mission isn't over and they got to get back to work the next day and they're high and drunk and all kinds of shit. Anyways, the black guy is looking at someone, this dude watching him all the time, and he's kind of giving like a like what this guy watching me. There's a white dude goes into the bathroom and he opens up the bathroom door, and sure enough, it's like a shower. The fucking black guy standing there. You see his back is all fucking naked and shit. And he's like, "Oh, some said something to him." And then the dude's head pops out and says, "Oh no, he's okay. He's good." And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" Like, where it just came out of nowhere. Then the white guy goes into a room, right? And he's in the room, and the white girl comes in, and he bangs the girl. And I'm just like, you see what I'm saying? Like, just out of nowhere, it comes out, boom, man getting his dick sucked by another man, and the white guy's banging out a girl. Of course.
Like I
Typical.
said, it's just like the destruction of the black man, right? It's if you cut off the seed, cut off the generations.
And I
That's,
don't think that there isn't shows out there that show us in good faith and show us the way we should, but they're not getting aired.
yeah.
You can't force it out there
Mm-hmm.
unless you go see what's his name and he puts it on a channel that none of us watch because his shows
Mm-hmm.
are fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking
100%.
about?
Yeah, yeah. Now, Bel Air, I think Tony talked about it earlier. That's a good show, good family values in that one, right? And that's fine. But that's just one out of the Powers,
Hmm.
all those other type of shows. The only
And
one I
even
can
Bel
think of
Air is
currently.
a
It got
little,
some pockets of
yeah,
stuff in there.
yeah. But again, I would expect that growing up, seeing the U.S. and how
Right.
they were, I would
Mm-hmm.
expect that. I would expect what I see, but because I expect it doesn't mean you want to promote it because they see us as that all the time. They
And you
can't
see,
they can't separate TV from reality.
and this is what I was saying because I was on um, Twitter and I was having a debate about that YouTuber I Show Speed. And he's always doing some coon fuck. He's just doing some stupid shit, right? Always doing some stupid shit. Remember, I showed you the video we did on here, Roberto. It was the black dude. He put the condom on his head. He put the Mentos in the
Yeah,
coke
yeah,
bottle,
yeah.
Hmm.
right? I say this guy makes us look bad. Oh no, he don't make us look bad. No, he may make you look bad, but he don't make us look bad. And I'm like, bro, when people are doing that, certain people are seeing things. That's how they think we are. And he
Yeah.
may, yeah. Go ahead.
You have to explain to him. You can't categorize us the way you categorize them.
Mm-hmm.
One white guy would do something, you'd say stupid white guy.
Yes.
A black guy does something, it's black people.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not black guy. He's not an
Yes.
individual. They hold everyone
Yes.
accountable to all of us
Yes.
because they have one black guy at a Trump rally and they're like, look, black people like him.
Yes.
It's one guy.
Yes. Or the
Fuck.
ones that run around and say, "Hey, well, I have a black friend." You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Oh, so you have one black friend, so you like black people. Okay, I got you. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. And I always use this analogy because when I was growing up, right, I used to hear things about New York, used to watch the TV shows, and I used to think that you can't go to New York because they're gonna rob you just walking down the street, right? I would think that. Now, as you get older and you realize, still never been there, but I know Roberto's been there. I have friends that've been there. I know people from there, and it's not like that. You know what I mean? Like they make it seem like on TV, like as soon as you hit there, they're gonna rob you for your shoes. You know what I'm saying? Right? That's what I used to think. So for someone who is not us, who doesn't really have any connection to us, goes on the internet and sees this dude acting the donkey, as Danny would say, you know what they're going to think? All black people act that way.
Yep.
It's just the fact. It's just the way it is.
Because they've been programmed and brainwashed to
Yes.
fucking see that, because it's all that's on TV. It's not like they watch black channels.
Exactly.
They don't watch, and
Mhm.
I can't watch BET. I find BET is too fake.
Yeah.
And they don't use any kind of imagination and create content that would say, like Prime puts out per se, you know, or Netflix puts out. Why can't we do it?
And that's what I'm saying too, because I've said this many times. Like even when it came to black movies, like I was really getting to the point where I'm like, I can't take them anymore, because you would have Tyler Perry stuff and it's the same shit over and over again, right? And people acting like Tyler Perry is putting us in a good light when he really wasn't, because he was doing the same shit, making most black men look fucking foolish and coonish and cheaters and all types of shit, right? And I could never watch his shit. I was just like, you know what? I can't do that, because this is how they portraying us. And a lot of people who are watching those things see us like that. So what they do now is they show us as the families with no father, you know what I mean? Single mother and gay. And what do you think people are going to think? It's just the way it is. I'm sorry, right? I wasn't, but we got to do better. And that's why I say, like, at the end of the day, if we have, because I'm saying there's a place for everything, right? So those power shows and all that show, there's 100% a place for them. But you have to give us balance, and you have to give us some other stuff that at least paints us in a positive light.
Can I ask you a question, Nzo? Let's think back to the 80s. And yourself too, JG. I don't know how old you were in the 80s, but were there any shows like Power and that kind of content on?
I would have to
I would say during prime time. So you're talking 6 to say 9 o'clock.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
Fucking possible.
Because first off, DG, my kid, said, "You think BT's bad? Watch one of them low budget Tubi movies." Oh, hey,
I refuse to watch Tubi.
Hey, I tried. Because it's on my TV now, right? So I'm like, let me just go see what's on Tubi. I ended up watching RoboCop because I'm like, I ain't watching none of this crap. And maybe I'll bring up the trailer to the Martin Lawrence movie that's on Tubi. I looked for it because I just wanted to see how bad it was. But man, that shit looks bad, bro. What up, Eli, Danny, Road to Wisdom? Thank you guys for popping in.
What
Much
up, D?
appreciated. But at the end of the day, right, watching these things, and I say it like, you can't tell me that it doesn't have an effect on certain people. I remember I was in the metro, right? And there was this Asian girl. I think I was like maybe 17, 16. So she was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Hi, what's up?" You know, struck up a conversation. And then she was like, "Oh, you don't talk with the yo, what's up?" And I said, "What, you think all black people talk like that?"
I
And
swear.
she really did, because that's all she's seen, right? So you can't think that these portrayals of us are not going to have an effect on people the way they see us. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people will.
Check this out. I'm not mentioning names because I'm going to keep it professional. But tell me if this sounds racist, okay? I'm talking to somebody and they ask me where I'm from. I said I'm born in Canada.
Oh,
and they're kind of shocked. You're born in Canada. You're not from Africa. If I tell you someone punched me in my face
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't block it, that's how I
Mm-hmm.
took that. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what? What did you say?
Mm-hmm.
You're not from Africa. I go, no, my parents were from Jamaica. Jamaica's not in Africa? I go, hold on. Do you think all black people are in Africa? She goes, no, they're not. I'm like, you went to school where you're from? You guys don't have TV? You
Bro,
only have your own channels?
bro.
I'm not even finished, Anzo.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. I got one
So,
for you.
where
Go
I
ahead.
work, there's not many black people for whatever reason in administration, right? So, this person calls me the other person's name.
Thanks, Danny. Mm-hmm.
And I go, we look nothing alike. So, how do you figure? Oh, I'm sorry. I go, no, I know why. Our conversation before clearly lets me know why you think we all look the same. That's the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, no, no. I go, well, you better stop calling me by his name then. Call me sir. If you can't remember my name, don't call me his name again. What does this woman do? She calls me that name 3, 4 more times. And one time she laughs. I said, listen, do you know that's racist? No, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if I was a
Mm-hmm.
woman, I'd punch you in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do that where you're from? You're taking me out of composure now. So listen, before I file a complaint on you, you better stop this shit, man. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's not funny at fucking all. Oh, and this is the punchline. I'm not racist. There's a person, their name is Carolina. Sometimes I call her Carol. I go, okay. But my name's Roberto, and that person's name is not even remotely close near Roberto. So take that fucking excuse and shove it up your ass. Fuck. You believe that shit? And that's not racist?
Man, you need to have your camera on when you losing it like that, Roberto. You know what I mean? You need to have your camera on when you losing it like
Oh,
that, bro.
fuck. Yo,
But
you
you
don't
know what though?
understand. Clark Kent, baby. Clark Kent. Because if I
so,
got Superman on her ass,
so same thing, Roberto. One time I'm downtown, right? And I see this gal, and it's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up? How you doing? Blah blah. Where you from? Oh, I'm from here. Oh no, no. Where's your background from? Oh, well, my parents are Scotian. Yeah, but where are you from? From here. No, but you're black. I know this. Like, yes, I am. Thank you for pointing that out to
am
me.
I?
I know this. Oh, so then you have to be from like Africa, your background, you know? I said, no, listen, my parents are from Nova Scotia. And I said, if you know your history, then what happened was we came from like in the 1800s, came from Africa. Sierra Leone is that's where the first black people to hit Nova Scotia were from. Oh, so yeah, from Africa. Okay. I was like, this fucking bitch, bro. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I am Canadian. All right. I can't deny that. My family has been here since the 1800s. Right. What else can I tell you?
If you really want to go that far back, we're all fucking immigrants because this is Indian land.
Yeah,
Okay, so
exactly.
let's stop this shit right now. There's no time limit how far you go back. Let's go all the way back.
If that's the case, you know what I mean? You
Whatever's
African
convenient for you,
American.
racist fucking.
But you
Hey,
know what
so
though?
now that we go ahead, JG, I'll let you go because I want to say something with Danny's
Okay.
comment here.
I want to. It also goes all the way around too, because I remember this is a gas station by me, right? Egyptian-owned gas station. They had this black guy work behind the counter, right? And
Mm-hmm.
of course, there are black Egyptians, of course. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think he was Yemenis, I believe. And him and another guy were talking. That was at register because he's Islamic and all this stuff. And I just kind of jumped into the conversation. Oh yeah, there's a mosque all around Memphis and all over you, and a lot of black people go to. He was like, "What? Black people go to mosques? Black people believe this black?" I mean, I'm looking at him like, "You don't think we know anything? What do you think we are?" You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I remember in my junior high school, we had a Korean exchange student, and he always hung around the black people all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, hey, you cool with us? It don't matter who you are. So one day he was a senior, we were juniors. And this white guy comes along. He was a senior. He's like, hey, his name was Young Lee. He said, hey, Young, you want to come sit with us? I want to go. I want to hang with my niggas. We all bust out laugh right there. Like, hold the fuck up. Did he just say what we think he just said?
Hey, listen, man. One time before I get into Danny's comment though, but one time we were about to pop on, a stream. I'm not gonna say the stream name or anything, but we talked about it before,
Memphis.
right? And and someone brought their girl on the stream, right? So we're backstage, whatever. And when she seen us, she was like, "Hey, what's up, my niggas?" And we looked at each other. Well, we didn't look at each other, but because we're on the, and we're like, "What did you say?" You know what I mean? That's a big thing. Like some people just feel like, "Oh, hey, yeah, black guys, I can say it." I'm like, "No, you can't," right? But
Mhm.
to Donnie's point, he said, "You African Canadian," and that ring my bell because I have been noticing that there is a lot of shit in America going on with FBA, foreign
Mm,
born Americans, like the black, they call them FBAs. So there's this divide between black Americans that were born Americans and black people that weren't born in America but live in America. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And they're saying that they're not real blacks. Like, oh, that's FBA or is not real black. I'm like, wait, what? What are we talking about here? I don't understand what is going on. Why are these labels? Where is all this shit coming from?
mm-hmm.
And someone's playing some opera music. Who playing opera
Roberto,
music?
I guess, not me.
I'm
What
like, I
the?
can't hear shit. You heard that?
Yeah,
I
what the
did.
fuck are you listening
That's all we heard the whole time.
Just
to?
scrolling through some shit, and I'm like,
Gave Lonzo some theme music while he was talking.
You know what I mean? And Donnie saying, "Beat the drums, brother. Beat the drums." JG is a Memphis African. Well, if
see,
someone
we
in
don't pull that shit up here, African Canadian, Danny.
that's what I'm saying. So
Why
if
is it
someone
on?
in
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was just gonna say before real quick. If someone in the chat can explain to me what's going on with this FBA stuff, go ahead. But go ahead, Roberto.
We had this discussion before. Why is it only blacks in America are African American? We're not African Canadian. There's no African Swedes, African Portuguese, African, it's just Americans. Why?
Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
You because you guys want the right to being from Africa? I don't know. I don't know.
So FBA is Foundational Black American.
What is that?
I,
Ah,
I I I don't really know it so much. It's just something that I've been seeing. I think Lucas talks about it a lot, but I'm like, what is this FBA stuff? Like, what's going on here? I can tell you that real Africans don't like American blacks. I went to a case one day and they
fact.
pretty much told me to leave.
Mm-hmm.
It's an American thing. Yeah, I know. I swear that person was a meth head. The person that was dating her could have done better. I don't know, man. I just find it's really weird with what's going on because this is the stuff again that is to divide us. And like we said at the beginning of the stream, that if we were to able to come together, we would be able to take over the world. You know what I mean? Like you have rich black Americans, athletes, you have people with money and power. If we could all just come together instead of this divide. I don't care if you're from Africa. I don't care if you're from America. I don't care if you're from well, I do care if you're from the UK because UK has Nerdman over there. So we'll just we'll just forget about that. But if you're black, you're black. You come from any other country and go to America, you are going to be treated the same fucking way as an
Mm-hmm.
American black person. So it's just a lot of this divide and shit. And that's really, again, where we are getting programmed to believe this stuff. And I'm beginning to think that, people are getting paid to do this shit, to divide us.
Facts, Tony. Agree
Yeah.
his comment. Straight up.
Memphis
Guns
African left
everywhere.
drums. Standard gun.
Everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, your gun laws is something we can get into another time. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, and Kanye was as bat crazy as he was correct. We got to do it like the Jews do. You know what I mean? I played that JR clip where he was talking about where a couple of the black basketball players like, why aren't we getting together? Why don't we own a gym, right? Take it further. Why don't we own a bank? Why don't you own this? Why don't you own that? It starts with one. And then when one person does it, then more people will do it as well. And then we can start owning shit and be our own. You know what I mean? But like I said earlier, people only care about themselves. It all boils down to how an individual treats me. Doesn't matter the sex or race. They treat if they treat me with respect, I rock with you. If not, then I keep it moving. Oh, for sure, 100%. Right? And that's how it should be. I've said, like, I've never judged anybody by the color of their skin, but how they are personality wise. You know, it just doesn't make no sense. I remember in high school, man, like I met this white dude and he was cool, man. We were friends till he got kicked out of the school. But you know what I mean? We were friends, like cool. Hey, as long as your personality is good, we can chill. You know what I mean? But if not, we gotta move on. That's what it's about. So it is what it is.
We jumping on this ego shit now?
Yeah. No, yeah, we jumping on it. We jumping on. I know Roberto talking to itching at the chomps to do it. So now, technically, the topic wasn't really about me per se.
No, you think I'm jumping on it to talk about you? Come on, Nzo, man.
Hell yeah.
No. I just want to deal with it because I like this whole ego topic. It was a big thing in my life, man.
So explain. How did you get over it?
With the mirror, like I said, if you don't sit down and talk to yourself, don't wait till you hit a low to do it. If you feel like people are telling you, the people that you claim to love or like being around, they're telling you, you're this, you're that, you need to this, you need to that. You need to at least take time to reflect and see if you have these characteristics. Because if you keep telling yourself, oh man, they're fucked up, that's their life, this is this, that's your ego talking. Because some of those people are people that are going to be a footprint in your life to take you places you want to go. Your ego 100%. Will prevent all of those things because, like everything that's rewarding, there's a challenge. You have to pass a challenge to get the reward. So don't think that when your friends or someone you care about steps up to you and tells you something, it's because they care, not because they want to be better than you or think you're less of a man or a woman.
And you see, Roberto lost his ego in the mirror. And I think you can also lose it like the way I did, was being pretty much humbled. You know what I mean? Thinking that you were the man. You know what I mean? Thinking that, yeah, you're untouchable. And for whatever reason, I thought I was untouchable until I was touched. But then he said somebody said they never thought in a million years they would be boys with a cop, which is racist as hell. But look how life works out. But I also remember someone saying they never knew that they would have a friend that wasn't a cop either. You know what I mean? So we there too. I'm really hurt. Don't be hurt, Donnie. You my boy. You know what I mean? We cool. It's your profession had nothing to do with me not liking you. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, he's a cop. Okay, I'll be careful. But
he's not the only cop friend I have. I have another friend here who's a cop.
You see that? There you go. You still think you're untouchable? No, I don't. I don't. Not as much as I used to.
Mr. Chubbs, look at that. I didn't have to say it. I thought he got you. I thought he got you, your boy.
I don't think he was watching the beginning of the stream, but I did say that
we didn't have to prep him, Nzo. We didn't have to prep him. We have to see the truth.
I guess I should have prepped him before I came on text and be like, hey, what would you say? But no,
if you want to see flashes of the old Nzo, play him in a video game.
Oh no! Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Shit.
Don't say that. No.
By him responding like that, you can see there's obviously no truth to it, right?
Absolutely.
You're welcome. Not. You're welcome, Chubbs. You're welcome.
Absolutely not. 100%. And maybe had you said that with him not being in the chat, I would have probably agreed with you. But since he's there,
his son was almost homeless playing in the video games. Hey, let's see another comment. How did he know, Dad? Oh shit!
So one night we were playing basketballs. We were playing 2K, and I had my ex and her daughter there, and he was bending my ass up. He was destroying me, and he was talking mad shit.
I could imagine.
Mad shit. I was fucking pissed. Like pissed. That game did not finish. I was like, boy, get the fuck out of here. Right? So he walked away. And when he walked away, he's like, oh, you're so pathetic. And I said, what did you say? And I swung the joystick. Boom. Shit hit the wall and smashed. Boom. It was over.
Wow.
He said spanking him. Yeah. You were destroying me that day. I give you that one. You know what I mean? Because that one I like will never forget because I was pissed. I was like, shut the fuck up, boy. Shut up. You know what I mean? And the funny thing about it is, before we started, I was talking trash too. You know what I mean? But then when you start to get your ass beat.
I don't think anybody plays video games and doesn't talk trash.
I do it all day.
You know, if that's the case, you're a first timer and you know you have no skills to talk trash about. But when you think you got skills, trust me, you're talking trash, even if you're playing chess.
Mm-hmm. And that's where the ego comes in because you don't want to lose. And the fact that my ex was there and her daughter was there made it even worse. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Making me look like a punk on this game.
And that's his people, his flesh and blood. Imagine you're just a friend.
Facts. God forbid he didn't get his rematch. Okay, no. So let me explain. And Roberto will know this because he was gaming with us back in the day, right? When we would play whatever games, dude would always get the rematch. You know what I mean? You would always give the dude the rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, this boy will sit there and play me until, like, if he's losing, he'll one more. And then he wins, and it's like, okay, I'm done. Boom. I'm finished.
Oh, no, I can't play with nobody like that.
I'm gone. No, that's it. Right? Beats me one game. Okay, I'm done. That's it. Hey, man, we'll get a rematch. No, man, I'm tired. You know, I'm like, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta give the fucking rematch. We know this. That's the thing. Nzo still needs his ego check. Can't accept Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Stop your shit. You know what I mean? So you're right.
Every Christmas, so I have to agree.
You're right. But me, I got rid of my ego because, again, I was humbled. But did Roberto say it was a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
My man, that's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying?
Does it not play every Christmas?
Yes, it does.
Now, doesn't that make it a Christmas movie?
I'm starting to move.
Yes.
Just like Home Alone?
Yes.
I'm starting to move towards that side now. The more I think about it, like,
you see, you should.
If I tell you, JG, since it came out and was a hit back in the day, the only time I ever see it is on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it playing any other time. And if it did, I probably wouldn't watch it. But sure enough, I have time on Christmas Day to sit down, watch 1, 2, and 3. It might even be Lethal Weapon too, you know?
Facts, because that's a Christmas movie too. Yeah. But JG, how did you check yours? Did you have an ego? Were you that?
Everybody has an ego.
Like I say, everybody has an ego. But the thing is, what makes a person say you have an ego? Is it because someone says you have one? Or do you really have one? Or is it just confidence?
I think it could be a little bit of both, but go ahead.
Like, for instance, Michael Jordan, one of the most confident basketball players you ever seen in our lifetime, right? Was it ego or was it just confidence? Remember when he retired, goes back, plays they got 1-on-1, beats the shit out of him, looks at the rafter like, who name's that? Whose name is that, right? Is that ego? Or is that just him being confident?
I think good as him. When you're as good as him, which is rare, you could say it's him.
Okay.
But if I could say that because there's not many Michael Jordans out there. How many are there on that level? like Wayne Gretzky, like even to say your boy Tim Duncan, does he have an ego?
I think in a degree they all do,
They
right?
all do, but he seems
So
humble. He seems like a humble
he
guy.
yeah, he does, but I've seen like a lot of people like, oh, he's not vocal and this and that. But if you go watch some of those things, he would say shit to people. You know what I mean? He would yes, he would. But I would say Jordan is his ego because Jordan does not want to lose to anybody, right? In anything like golf, cards. Like you hear all the stories. Like Jordan did not want to. He would sit at that card table and play you cards all day because he always said he's better than you. Golf, same thing. You know what I mean? So I think when it comes to Jordan, I think he had one of the biggest egos out there.
Okay, so having the ego can be a positive or a negative thing, depending on, I guess, the other person or where anybody else feels, right? So let's say you're walking, right? You say you're walking, and no, you're just walking, and the guys or somebody says, "Hey, what's up?" You're like, "What's up?" But your head's held high, shoulders back, straight. You're walking like like an African king, right? Oh, that man think he the shit. Oh, he think he's this. He thinks like. So at what point does it become an ego?
I think it's your ego when you have the conversation with yourself.
Mm.
Because you know when you do wrong and when you should apologize. And then when you say, fuck that, that's your ego.
Okay, so to that point, I think most times, especially with men, with egos come into play when a woman is involved.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, because
Right.
fuck that usually pertains to a woman. I ain't
Exactly.
apologizing. Fuck that. It's
Facts.
guaranteed for a woman. You hit it right on
Facts.
the head, JG.
Yeah.
So to answer that question, when was my ego ever put in check? It was with a woman. Right?
A woman was the reason I put my ego in check.
Exactly. So
But I would say she was the match to the wick.
okay.
Because before it exploded, she started me reflecting.
Yeah. On
To
you.
see other situations where, hey, yeah, I was wrong there. But I think, to go on not to go on another subject, but I think the ego is more reflective in the black man than anybody else because we have this stigma as being tough. Can't let your shield down. Can't let other people see your weakness, almost like you have to be better than everyone. It's one of those traits that we have to live up to, because that's more or less where my ego came in, because I'd always say, don't let them see you're weak. Don't let them see you're this, you're that. And who's talking to me? It's myself, my ego, convincing me of things that aren't realistic.
And you know what? Isn't that kind of taught when we're kids? So I know I've said this a number of times where when we're young men or young boys, your father or somebody's telling you, hey, you need to man up. You need to show your tough. Quit crying, quit whining, man up. So as we get older, you know how society looks at us anyway. We always have to prove that we belong in the room. We have to prove.
But it doesn't really apply to apologizing those
it doesn't really apologize. So for me, apologizing when it comes in play when, like say, you're wrong about something. Right. But your ego will not allow you to say, you know what, I was wrong.
Yes.
In marriages or relationships, right? You do something. Your wife says, hey, go ahead and pay that bill now so you won't be late. Oh, baby, I got it. Next thing you know, you're late. She comes to you. Why did you pay the bill when I told you to pay it? Look, I do what I want to do. I got this. I got this. Right? Instead of saying, you know what, baby, you were
my
right.
bad.
My bad. I should have done this, right?
Well, I could give you a situation at work where, let's just say you and Nzo got into a fight at work, and I'm the boss per se, and Nzo knows he's not wrong. I know Anzo's not wrong, but I tell Nzo, just apologize and let's squash this. Anzo's ego will say, fuck that, I ain't apologizing. That's what I think where an ego comes into play. You're not even saying, you know what, let me just apologize and squash this because I really like working here. The pay is great. I don't have no negative look on me. I don't need that stigma around me. So your ego will say, fuck that. And you'll say, fuck that in front of your boss. And your boss is like, fuck that? Okay. So, and now your work experience is different because of your ego.
So hold on, I'm gonna explain something. First, let me get to Danny's comment real quick. He said, I have a story for everything, right? But Danny said, yeah, it was ego for Jordan. He bet his teammates after they got off a flight that his bag would come off the baggage track first. They didn't know he paid the baggage guy to put his out first. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like Jordan had that
Well,
ego, you know what
he
I
was just a
mean?
competitor, man. He always had to win.
But that's
It
what,
got to
yeah,
another
that's
point before
ego.
you go by saying I'm sorry. It's like you're saying I lost or I didn't
Mm-hmm.
win. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
like to your point, Roberto. Me and Onzo get into it. Like you said, hey, Onzo, let's go ahead and apologize. What? I'm not apologizing to that dude for what?
Mm-mm.
What did I do
Mm-mm.
wrong? Right?
Facts.
So yeah, but go
Facts.
ahead, Onzo, for you. Onzo.
Oh, just to squash it, whatever. Yeah, no, I ain't doing that. I didn't do nothing wrong. Like,
Exactly.
fucking, why don't he come apologize to me? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't doing
Exactly.
nothing. And we can't really accept that. But so to this point, I was working at this place, and yeah, it was. Listen, I've talked about this place before, but I used to leave out, and I've always left out the one mate. This place had like a gourmet chef. Raheem will tell you, right? I used to come home from work because we used to get food cooked and for lunch, right? So I'd always probably take two plates, bring one home from for Raheem. That shit was fire. The shit had a weight room, it had a basketball, a little half court basketball court in there and shit. It was fire, right? So one day I get into work and I'm sitting at my desk and we ain't even start work yet. And we talking and laughing and blah, 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 whatever. So we start to log in. And as we're logging in, I'm still talking. And the boss comes over and says, "Hey, I'll stop talking." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm just asking her a question." No, no, I know I'm talking. Right. So he ends up telling me to move my seat. He's like, "You know what? Go sit over there in the corner." Right. And there's a dude that used to sit there, and the seat was, it was just one of the messy dudes, dirty dudes, whatever. Right. I'm like, "No, I'm not sitting over there." He's like, "Listen, go sit over there." And I'm like, "No, bro, I'm not talking. Like, I'm just loading up. Like, if we like, I'm like, we didn't even start yet. Like, calm down. You know what I mean?" And he's like, "Go over there or else." And I said, "Well, or else." And I walked out of the office. Boom. Never went back. That was it. My job was
Tell me
done.
that's not your ego.
Oh, that definitely was my ego. 100%. 100%. Because for me, I'm like, I wasn't doing anything. Like, and I'm like, are you on like having a pissy mood or something? And you just want to lash out to somebody or something like that?
Hmm.
And he was just like, if you don't sit over there, then, we have nothing more here. And I was like, well, we have nothing more here. And I packed my shit up and I left.
The one thing I said to myself that made so much sense regarding my ego is when it's your time, meaning when you leave this planet, is your ego remembered? Is there any accolades to your ego? Do you gain stripes, stars, bars, whatever you want to call it, to your ego? Does anybody celebrate your ego? There's absolutely nothing done or said or thought about your ego. Zero.
Facts.
If anything, it's mentioned in the negative. That guy was
Mm-hmm.
such an asshole. He could never
Mm-hmm.
apologize to nobody. He's,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm.
I think ego and narcissist almost fall in the same category
Mm-hmm.
because you could do no wrong if your ego gets the best of you.
Yeah,
You won't apologize to jack shit.
I agree.
Everybody's wrong. You're
Yeah.
never wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And to piggyback off that, is the ego, is it worth losing relationships? Right? Is it worth
It's
losing
the
close
major
friends?
cause, JG.
Yeah.
Major cause. You hit the best point on this topic when you mention relationship because that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So is it
and
always worth
yeah, go
losing?
ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
that was it. I was going to say.
No, I was just gonna say because it's not just like even like male female relationship. It's friend relationship as well. You know what I mean? That gets in the way too.
Hmm.
Like you know what I mean. And if you can't check that shit, you could lose your friends, you lose your
You
wife, you lose your
will,
family.
not you
You know
could.
what I'm saying?
You will.
Yep.
Your friends will get fed up with your shit,
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and some of them will be hypocrites and they won't tell you. They'll just
Mm-hmm.
stop calling you, start
Mm-hmm.
acting different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 100%. 100%. So you got to
This
check that
topic,
shit.
I love this topic. I think we should do a whole fucking show on this because there's just so much that you could share regarding your experience and educate other people who don't realize that their ego is interfering with their greatness.
Mm-hmm.
I found my calling, and that's very rare that people could say that in life. I realized today that I found my calling because the way I ended up in the situation I'm in now was almost like the way I ended up on this show with Nzo. It was all by mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't reflect, you cannot see these gifts that happen in life. This was a fucking gift. And the way I went up to this woman who caused this thing to happen, she almost started crying when I shared with her the thank you for coming into my life and making my life what it is today, showing that appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that I hit that low to become who I became today. Because I don't think if I hit that low, I think I would have been a worse person today had I not gone through what I did.
But it's funny though, because I wouldn't have been who I am today if I didn't hit that low either.
Is
Like,
that
and
Mhm.
yeah,
that
go
a
ahead.
Canadian thing, also, according to Danny? We're revealing too much?
Probably.
Because I don't hear JG saying that shit.
You know?
Who gives a? That's who he is.
Yeah, but that's me. Like, I hit that low, man, and there was, and I think once you hit that low, like it's like there's no other way to go but up. You know what I mean? And you will know, like sometimes people get low and it's like, oh, I'm so, but you will know when you actually hit that low. You will know it's totally different than just being on, like, you know, man, one of those levels of, oh, I'm low today or this month or
Everything
whatever.
turns on
You
you.
know what I mean?
Everything.
Right.
Everything
But
that means something to you turns on you. That's the
when
low.
when you hit bottom, you will know you hit bottom. And
Yep.
I knew I hit bottom. I hit bottom. And that's when you have to start questioning yourself and like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, you
It's a
need to
test.
stop.
Exactly.
It really is a test. I lost my wife. I lost my job.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much lost my dignity
Mm-hmm.
all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen often in life because if it did and someone survived that, they're a superhero.
Facts.
But to lose all of that at one time, that's like the world more or less has given up on you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
people give up on themselves at that state.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you truly love yourself, talk to yourself, you'll see articles everywhere. They say it's genius. People who talk to themselves are genius because only you care about you the way you do. No one could care for you like the way you do. So, why not talk to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You'll realize shit.
And not only just talking
Just
to
don't do it in
yourself.
public.
Yeah, for real.
That's the kicker on the bottom, the fine print.
For real. For real. And you know what's funny? Like, not even in public. Like, don't even do it when you think nobody's around, right? Because you could be like, just today, I was walking in the hall and I was talking to myself, like, "Arr." And as I turned the corner, someone's coming down the stairs. I know you heard me fucking talking to myself. You know what I mean? Ain't no one else there. So be careful when you're doing that too. But yes, I think talking to yourself can give you like motivation. You know what I mean? You can motivate yourself. And I always say this, like, when people like to think of the negative and oh, you know, my life is this and life is this. But if you start thinking positively, you know, wake up and have positive thoughts instead of having those negative thoughts. It's hard, but at the end of the day, after a month or two of doing that, after a month or two of doing that, you're gonna actually, it's gonna come natural. You know what I mean? And you can build off of that. Really.
Well, think about it. When you go to rehab, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do they tell you? You have to change your environment, change the people you're with, change all of that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So when you're in a low and you realize that no one has your best interest, if you don't talk to yourself, who else?
Is gonna talk to you, right? Who else are
You
you
know what
gonna
I
talk
mean?
to? Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted somebody to finish it and you punchlined it. Thank you. Nobody's gonna you can only talk to yourself because especially a man because we don't share shit with nobody.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
So
Facts.
if you can't talk to somebody, talk to yourself
Facts.
Exactly.
100%.
and tell your
And
ego to sit the fuck down because your ego will interfere. Who are you talking to? Talking to yourself? Are you fucking stupid? Are you this? You need to talk to yourself.
Absolutely. And not only because we talked about it a little bit earlier, because you were talking about, the saying the sorry part, but how many times have you argued with someone and you just end up squashing it and no one ever said sorry? Like, have
Mm.
you ever really said sorry to, like, yeah, man, my bad? You know what I mean? Like, if you have like an argument, you know what I mean? Not
No,
like you
with
broke
your
up,
brethren,
but
no.
yeah, you know what I
I don't
mean?
think I've told any of my friends sorry.
Exactly. Me neither.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a fucking very. I never even thought about that.
And you may have be wrong. You know what I mean? You may be wrong. And you could be
Definitely.
having that argument and saying, like, finding out in that argument that you were wrong, and you would just be like, okay, you were right. But there's no like, I'm sorry, nothing my bad, you're wrong. Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean?
So you see,
So
your ego gets play not only with women but with your boys. Then
yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
the
Oh
100%.
ego
yeah.
is always there, and
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that your ego reflects you,
Mm-hmm.
but more times than not, when you're talking to yourself, it's in a situation where you have to make a determination, yes or no, if or should I or shouldn't I, and your ego will tell you the opposite of what you really should do.
But even with your boys, it can involve a woman. I've seen it once. One of my older friends. Um, this one guy went to talk to this girl. The other guy knew the girl. He was like, "Okay, I'll go holler at her for you." The other guy starts getting to know the girl. Like, "Oh shoot, I want the girl, right?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now these two guys are into it over a girl, and usually when men fight with each other, usually when it comes to ego, you have to do with a woman, has to do with money
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
something competitive,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I, like us being men, our egos getting away with, oh, I'm not apologizing to that dude for what?
Mm-hmm.
He should have hollered at it himself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
things, right?
Mm-hmm. Not
It's
my
just
fault.
ridiculous. Exactly.
You know what I
Like you
mean?
wanted, you should have went after her. You wanted the money, you
Facts.
should have went after it.
Facts.
You
You know what
want
I
to win, you
mean?
should have beat me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's it's and you're right. We have to check ourselves, look at ourselves in the mirror first. Take that first step with
Mm-hmm.
rehab. Take that step to rehab, then everything opens up. Even though you're overweight, you need to exercise, get your health right. That first step into the gym
Mm-hmm.
opens up a lot of doors to healing.
Mm-hmm.
So
What
taking that first step admission, that first step will open all kind of doors to self healing and self realization.
facts. 100%. Couldn't have
And
said it better.
I think the biggest hurdle you have to overcome with your ego is denial.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't
Mm-hmm.
overcome denial, your
Mm-hmm.
ego is your twin.
Facts.
Hmm.
100%. Because no one will ever tell you, like, you know what I mean? Or whatever anybody ever tells you, you won't believe it because your
Yep.
ego is way too big to be like, nah, fuck that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you
I
are
mean, look at
correct.
John Moran, for instance, right? All this shit he was going through. You think
Mm-hmm.
his real friends would tell him, "Oh man, you need to cut that shit out, man. Look where you living. Look where how much money you making
Facts.
for playing ball.
Facts.
You don't need to be doing this." No, what are
Facts.
they doing? They out there with him. Yeah, let's do this. La 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 la. Right?
Those are not his real friends.
Exactly.
His real friends are chilling at home because he doesn't want to
Hmm.
hear what they have to say.
Exactly. So your real friends will tell you, "Hey, chill, bro. Chill. Calm down. Look at yourself, bro. A fake friend. Oh yeah, go ahead and jump off that bridge. Oh yeah, go ahead and carry that gun in there. Oh yeah, go ahead and fight this other dude. For what?"
Absolutely. 100%. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's definitely, and I think our and like we said earlier, like everything that our ego is pretty much based on is for women, right? Why do we
Yes.
have to have the best car? Because it'll get you the best women.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Why do we need big bank accounts? Because it'll get you the best women. You know what I
Yep.
mean? That's why men have, listen, listen, when I got put it, every single dude that was in that cell was because of
Of
a
a woman.
woman.
Yep.
No word of a lie. If I am lying, may God strike me down. It was because of a woman. Ego
And I
shit.
don't think any man doubts you.
You know what I
No.
mean?
So we've all gotten ourselves in trouble over a woman. We've all
I
and
almost
money we
killed
didn't have.
myself.
Yes, we've all been through it, man. I
Me
remember
too.
I always I hate to have to tell the story. Since you guys opened up, I might as well open up. I was in college. My roommate, fuck him to this day. My roommate at the time, it was on my birthday. This way even makes it even worse.
Mm,
So you know how you got your friend, right? They have this girl they want to holler at, and that girl has a friend. You kind of
mm-hmm,
run interference, whatever.
mm-hmm,
That's basically what I was doing, right? First
mm-hmm,
of all, the girl that I was running interference with, fucking not even close to what I like. But I said, you know
mm-hmm,
what? That's my boy. I got you. So I
mm-hmm.
said, well, I'm down. I might as well get some out of it, right? So this a long. I'm trying to make it short as possible. So
Well, go
we
ahead,
at
do
this
your thing.
park, and she's like, "Hey, why don't you guys come to my house? We can like." I'm like, "Shit, y'all finna get some. Let's go." Right? Something in my mind was like, "Don't do it. Don't do it, Jay.
Mm-hmm,
Don't do it."
mm-hmm,
I'm like, you know
mm-hmm,
what? Fuck this shit. I'm finna get some. This man got me out here with this ugly motherfucker. I'm gonna get some out of it, right? Get my
mm-hmm,
dick sucked or
mm-hmm,
something. So we
mm-hmm,
go to a house, right? Nothing happens with me. He gets some. I don't get shit.
mm-hmm.
So that morning, guy bangs on the door. What are y'all doing in this house? I'm like, what the fuck going on? So basically, the house that she was staying in was a friend of hers who got evicted, but she was sneaking in, staying there.
Oh shit.
And the girls running interference with was his ex. He didn't tell me shit about. So she
Oh
was like, you know
shit.
what? So he with my friend and fucked me over. I'm gonna fuck him over.
Mm.
So basically, we were trespassing. We all had to go to jail.
Wow.
Oh shit!
Over this motherfucker right there.
And you didn't get none.
And I didn't get none. That's what everybody like. Did you at least get some? I said, nope. Didn't get none. So number
Damn.
one, I'm running interference with the ugly bitch. Number one. Number two, I didn't get none out of it. Number three, I'm in jail on my birthday.
That's
Wow.
some
Fuck him
bullshit.
to this day.
That is some bullshit. That's fucked up.
That was done dirty.
But like I said, the
Facts.
ego in me, whatever, wouldn't allow me to listen to that voicemail saying, hey,
That said
don't
that
do it.
it's not a good
Don't do it.
idea.
It's not a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
idea, right?
hmm
So I got
hmm
fucked over all kind of ways.
Because you're like, you know what? At least I'm gonna get some pussy. Maybe some ugly pussy,
Exactly.
but I'm gonna get some pussy. So at least the night's not gonna be too bad. And then you
Hell
ended
no,
up in
didn't
jail.
get a damn
You
thing
know,
out
you
of
know
it.
that they say listen to that voice. You think that voice is your ego?
Ooh, that's a good question. It could
Huh.
be.
Because I remember
Maybe.
I was at an arcade with my boys. We all had Mustangs.
Mhm.
And my boy said, you know what? I got some liquor by my house in the West Island. Let's go. Everybody's, yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. Meanwhile, I had a recall at 7 o'clock in the morning to bring my car in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, should I go? Let me just go for a minute and leave or just go home. Fuck it, let's go. This arcade was on the Carry near Queen Mary. Jack's, you remember there?
Yeah, for sure.
So we're driving down the Carry. We get to Edward Montpetit. We go down on the highway. As soon as I go on the highway and I go to switch lanes, two 360s off of the wall, my car is totaled.
Oh
Wow.
shit.
I had the car 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
I was so stunned. I was standing in the middle of the highway looking at my car while traffic was still coming. You know the Carry.
Yeah. And then all you're thinking about is why the fuck didn't I just go home?
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that while I was riding the bus
Mm-hmm.
every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
You were in a car, you stupid motherfucker. You just couldn't go home, could you?
Mm-hmm.
You had to be up at 7. You think you were going to drink cognac and be up at 7, you stupid motherfucker?
Constantly. Yeah.
Oh, my God. If I
Yeah.
could have punched myself, imagine this guy in the back of the bus beating himself. You stupid motherfucker, you stupid. I honestly felt like that. I felt so belittled.
For sure.
I'm like, everybody's laughing at you. You're such a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Nobody gave a fucking shit.
Of course not. But you think they do. And
That's
because
my dad.
you feel like the idiot. So you think everybody thinks you're an idiot for
Is
doing
that not
you
my
know?
ego? Is your ego
Well, you
not
know what?
talking to you, creating things that aren't necessarily so?
Maybe
Yes.
that voice is to fight your ego to save you from yourself.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
It could be. Like, they used to always have that devil and angel on each shoulder.
Yeah.
That used to be like the meme of back in the day. You don't see that shit anymore.
But yeah, like part of the ego is that what if question. Like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't, but what if I get some pussy out of this? Or what if I get some this out of this?
There's always a reward. There's always a reward to tempt you.
Mm-hmm.
Facts, 100%.
If I get this, man, look how much money I'm gonna make, all the things I'm gonna do. You're
Yeah.
planning your vacation. Meanwhile, you're not even taking the situation into consideration. You get bite and you're spending time inside.
Yep.
Yep. And no money when you get out.
Yep.
You
Whatever
know what
money
I
you
mean?
have is going to your lawyer.
Facts, 100%. But I do agree with JG. I think maybe that conscience that you heard is fighting the ego.
Yeah,
The
of course.
problem
Mhm.
is that our
Ego's
ego
bigger.
always wins.
It's
You
bigger.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Everyone says you have a big ego, not a tall ego, not a
Mhm.
large ego. You have a big ego, my friend.
Facts, 100%. With that being said, guys, it was a great show. Thank you, everybody, for popping into the chat.
Indeed.
Elihu was here. The Road to Wisdom, aka Danny, was here. Tony Robinson was here. My son was in the house.
Mr.
And
Quintana.
you know what? Hold on. We're gonna talk about something real quick before we go. Sorry, guys, those sports thing. All right. So we were talking about the NBA being fixed, right?
Mhm.
I said the NBA is fixed for certain players.
Okay.
Do you guys agree with that, or do you think it's fixed for all of them? So, for example,
From what I've seen
I
so far, I'd have to agree with you.
for
I've
certain
seen
players
some
or
for
all of
certain
them.
players. Like I have to say, the Greek Freak is one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
I see things being done. I can't understand for the life of me how all those officials don't see it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if it
JJ?
isn't fixed, what can I say? They have replay.
So my son says the NBA is scripted.
You don't think so?
Okay. If it is, right?
To a
Is it
degree.
so this was my argument. Okay, this was my argument with it. I say like Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron were the faces of the NBA, and those were the three that got the fixes the most, right? So the argument was, oh, so when the Spurs won it, it wasn't fixed for Tim Duncan. And I'm saying no, because the Spurs aren't a moneymaker, right? The finals that they were in was the lowest rated finals of like all times. But for the NBA to get the money, you maximize
They're
Jordan,
not a
you
showcase
maximize
team.
Pippen, you maximize Jordan, you maximize Kobe, you maximize LeBron. Now I could say probably Giannis is up in that conversation, right? I think if Wembley becomes what he's supposed to be, he could probably be one of the faces of the NBA. But I don't know, just curious.
I have to agree with Elihu.
What did he say? NBA is fixed for star players. They don't get called for
For
traveling.
me, it's not even the fouls; it's the fucking
Spurs are not
traveling.
the
I mean,
broadcast.
Oh yeah.
a lot of these plays that aren't being called would be called in playgrounds all over the world. How come it's
Well,
not being called in the NBA?
I think it'll be called in the playground if we're losing. Then we start calling.
No, I'm talking about travel. Because
Yeah, I know.
a lot of times, a guy will pull a wicked move, and people will be calling out travel out of hate, but it's respected to avoid conflict, and the ball goes the other way.
But yeah, they don't call it travel, carrying, double dribble.
Carrying is, I'm
Oh
sorry,
my God.
it's just to the point where okay, fuck it, I'll let that one slide. But
Well,
because they've been carrying for a long time in the
well,
NBA,
you gotta remember
but the
they banned,
traveling's out of control
but they banned Allen Iverson's crossover because they kept saying it was a carry.
because they hated Allen Iverson. They
Oh, yeah.
hated everything about him.
Yeah, he changed the game.
Yes,
So my
he
son
brought that
says
gangster scene to the NBA.
the Spurs are a well-established franchise. I think you could say that now, but before Tim Duncan, they weren't really that established. You know what I mean? Tim Duncan came in there, they won a championship, and I think after they won their championship, actually, not even the first one, maybe the second one, I think that's when they became established. But they were still the type of team that the NBA would see in the finals and be like, "Oh shit, the
It's
Spurs are going
because
to the finals."
they're not a showcase city, Anzo.
And what did everybody say about watching the
You
Spurs game?
have the Knicks,
It's
They get
boring.
the Knicks are more popular than the Spurs, but the Spurs have way more championships.
What is the
Right.
thing?
LA, New York, Boston, those are showcased. They want to see those guys in the finals. Those bring the viewers, you know? And I don't disagree with you at all.
Well, I'll say this: the Spurs aren't a sexy team, right? They're not a
Mm-hmm.
team where
They're boring, but it
they're
works.
boring, but they are a very boring team. But when you look at what they do, the X's and O's execution, it's
You
perfection.
play to win the game.
Exactly, it's perfection. Now imagine if Kyrie Irving had gone to the Spurs back when he was one of the teams he wanted to go to. Then you're looking at a whole different dynamic. You're seeing primetime Spurs on television. And I think that's what that Wimber, whatever his name is going to do for the Spurs. He's going to
I
bring primetime back if he pans out to be what I'm thinking he's going to be.
I can agree with that. They got to get a better team around them, but I can agree
Oh,
with
yeah.
that.
Hell yeah.
Like because from jump, it seemed like that oh, this is the guy 7-footer that could do all this stuff. Yeah, we're gonna and if they and again, I am not even going to say that it wasn't fixed for the Spurs to get him. I'll say that. You know what I mean? The chances of them, I know they tanked and everything, but the chances of them actually getting the number one pick, that's like really slim. They got it, right? And I find now that the NBA doesn't broadcast that draft anymore. Like they don't broadcast the final three picks. Remember, they used to do the balls and they used to get the picks. They used to do that. They don't broadcast that anymore. They come out with the envelopes already and boom. At least from what I've seen, I don't know if they changed it again, but the last time I seen the draft, they weren't doing those picks. So I could probably say that if you're trying to make this guy the franchise, you put him with Popovich, try and teach him the real fundamentals of basketball. You know what I mean? Maybe how to be, because the Spurs are that humble type of team. So try and get him to be that humble type of player. And I could definitely see them grooming him to be the face of the franchise. So I could see that. You know what I mean? But
Well, I think the difference between him and Tim Duncan, when Tim Duncan came, he had David Robinson with him. He had a Sam Elliott. They had a nice squad with him. He was just that piece that just made everything fit to get to that championship. Wemby,
so
whatever, he's like the starting point. Because back in the day they'll say, hey, if you're gonna start a team, what you start with? A big man,
mm-hmm,
right? Then you build around him. What Popovich doing, he's doing the reverse of what people are doing now, where they're starting teams with guards and forwards,
mm-hmm.
right?
I think he's at a pace better than LeBron was at this
Oh hell
stage
yeah,
of
definitely.
his start. So,
Hold on. That'll be a touchy subject. Do not call LeBron's name on here
hey,
because this chat is
Hanzo,
Hey,
gonna go.
Hanzo,
fuck LeBron James. Say
I
it,
just
nigga.
said it before. I call it how it is. I can't be empathetic to people who are sensitive about the things I say. It is what it is, right?
LeBron
Because
James is the most pampered, scripted NBA player I've ever seen in my
no,
life.
I'm not gonna bash his game or whatever
I am.
because he
Fuck him.
does it all by himself. But what I'm trying to say is LeBron, with all the accolades he has, when he started, he came in as the next one after Jordan.
Mm-hmm,
Or after after the Mamba. So
mm-hmm.
um at the point of where he was compared to Wembanyama at this point, Wembanyama's ahead. I don't
Well,
think LeBron had a double double of his stature, 17 rebounds and 25 points at that stage of his career.
mm-hmm.
Give this guy a chance. People are so quick to fucking, and one of them happens to be in the commentary who has no faith in this guy. The same guy who told me to look up. Well, who's looking up now, Daddy? See, time changes things. Time changes things.
So my son said, where is it? Where's the comment? He said, first off, he said, I need my boys in here. They're going to vouch for me. He said, you need to do a Gen X versus Gen Z stream.
I'm
We
down.
can do that,
I'm
but
down.
100%.
we're going to smoke you guys. You young bucks
Yes.
don't really know much. We can do that. You know what I mean? And then he said, what's up with the LeBron slander?
Let me
Oh my
ask you,
God.
Chubbs, could
I'm never
LeBron
coming
not do any wrong? Could LeBron not do any wrong? Because I hated on Michael for him not making the shoes affordable for his people. You know, even though I loved him as a basketball player, he did
Not
some
you,
wrong.
Eli. Not you, Eli.
So he could do some wrong too. LeBron is great for the community. He's a stand-up guy. As a father, he's not doing any stupid shit out there for the media to discredit black people. But on the court, I cannot give him the same love. Because when guys are getting technicals for waving their hand at the ref for a bad call, I see LeBron jumping around like a baby who lost his Seuss, and nothing gets called on him.
Mm-hmm.
All the way up the court, he's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing gets called on him. A guy waves his hand in the direction, not even looking at the ref. Technical.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So this is what I mean is somewhat scripted and preferential.
When LeBron got Rookie of the Year, when Carmelo Anthony deserved that award, I knew at that point, oh, this shit's gonna be rigged his whole career. His whole career. But anytime you play with all these Hall of Fame and shit, you only have 4 championship rings, and one is a bubble ring. I'm sorry. I just can't count you as
So first off, I will never put Carmelo Anthony in LeBron James stature.
No, I'm talking about Rookie of the Year. I'm talking about Rookie of the Year. That's all I'm talking about. Rookie, that's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm talking about. Rookie of the Year.
I'd have to go back and see, but I know when LeBron came in as a rookie, I don't know. I don't know about
he
that.
took his team to the playoffs. LeBron did his rookie year. Look it up.
Okay, so taking someone to the playoffs in their rookie year, I can't really judge that because no telling what type of team. And LeBron went to the Cavs, right? We already know that
Dude, they had the same record going into the NBA.
The Cavs were garbage, though. Right, we know that.
I'm done.
The Cavs were garbage, though. It's true, though.
Carmelo was playing in the West, the dominant conference in the NBA at the time.
If Curry won that bubble ring, everyone would have a mouthful. First off, anybody who won that bubble ring, I would say that bubble ring is garbage. I don't care who it is, right?
Just the fact that it has that title bubble ring, I wouldn't want it.
No, I don't think it. No, it doesn't.
No, but that's its title. It does.
Oh, yeah. As we talk,
they call it the bubble ring.
Yeah. We talk about it as a bubble, but
everybody does.
Well, what do you mean? Who's everybody?
Oh, unless you play
like who talks about basketball in that championship? They call it the bubble game championship.
Yeah, but
they're playing in the bubble.
Right, but it's not really the bubble ring. That's just something people made up because it was played there, right? Like NBA
players. It's a flawed championship. That's how they look at it.
Nobody wants to go.
That's the problem. Is that you have people coming out saying that they didn't play hard.
I'm not saying I'm one of them.
Want to do this or they didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. And that could be just to diminish the ring because the Lakers won it too. I'll say that, right? But at the same time, it's just too many players coming out saying that they didn't really care about the bubble.
I think this championship banner that they hung for this tournament they did.
Blasphemy.
No, but honestly, I don't see a problem with it. Why? Because it's the first tournament.
Yes.
Imagine the first NBA championship, they didn't hang a banner.
Yes, but here's the thing, though, and I think this is one of the things that they talk about on the sports shows is that the Lakers, as a franchise, they've never hung up like Western Conference banners or anything, only championship banners. So I think that's why it's getting the outrage, is because it's the only banner up there.
But is this not a championship
banner?
It's nothing.
Aren't they trying to make it a championship?
Yeah, but
it doesn't have the stature right now because it's the first year. Let's see what they think about it in the third year.
But the thing is, it's a championship.
Right, because the NBA players, and the only reason why they didn't care about it as a championship, they cared about it because the winner got money, right? Mm-hmm. That's the only reason. Like, they're not really like, oh, we're gonna fight for this. They played the fucking Indiana Pacers. I don't even know how it works. You know what I mean? Wait a minute, it's the Lakers and the Indiana Pacers. How did that happen? You know what I mean? Like, Boston Celtics didn't get there. You know, like 76ers. So I don't know how it works. And even Raheem says it's a weak tournament. Yeah, it is.
There was a tournament, and then there's the bounce. One game, you're out. Okay. After the tournament, that depended who you played against, and then they had the semifinal. Boom, boom, boom. You know.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a series. There wasn't a series.
I think what they will do is tweak it to maybe where it's irrelevant, but at the end,
I don't like it.
Me neither, because they're playing for the championship. They're not playing for this in-game tournament. I don't like it either.
I don't like it at all. I think it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, the tournament benefits.
It's a cash cow.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You know what I mean? And I think what they talk about is they're saying it's kind of a way because a lot of the NBA players kind of like breeze through the season. So I guess they tried to get something entertainment for theirs. But again, like
NBA does too much to try and make this game grow.
mhm.
Of all the major sports, they're doing the most, and I think they have the biggest global reach right now of all the sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the NBA for sure.
So I don't
For
know
sure.
why you got to
Globally.
try all these stupidities. If you want to work on something, work on your fucking All-Star game.
Oh,
Well,
facts.
I
Please
think they
do
have.
something because you know those guys.
Facts.
You ever see those guys that do those dunk competitions?
Mm-hmm.
Bring that tournament in for the slam dunk competition. Bring
Yeah.
those guys in and let them do their shit. And
Yeah.
because if you don't want to put your marquee players in the slam dunk contest, don't put these guys no one's ever fucking heard of. I don't care. They should all be able to dunk in the NBA.
But you see, here's the thing, though. The for whatever reason, and I think I watched a video where they kind of explained it. I don't remember, but for whatever reason, these big guys, like the ones that are dunkers, John Morant, they just don't want to do it.
Yeah, but
So,
that's what's fucked up. You're here for the people. You're entertainers. You should not be able to pick and choose. Imagine a singer. He's on tour. Oh, I'm not singing in Toronto, and I'm not singing in New York, and I'm not singing in LA. I'm only going to sing in Boston and Europe, and you can't pick and choose.
mhm. Yeah,
When
you're
we
right.
watched the NBA dunk contest in the 80s, in the 70s and 80s, if Dr. J, Dominique Wilkins, Charles Barkley, if all of these guys weren't in there, do you think it would have made it as far today?
No, absolutely not.
Nope.
Everyone fucking
Yeah.
ran home to watch that slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
If that didn't get more viewers than the actual
Mhm.
game, I'd be shocked.
But the NBA could just fix that. You're right.
They
They could
could
just fix that. You
by
know how they
making these
fix
guys
it?
do it
No,
or
they
bring
don't.
in entertainment.
No, they don't even have to make them do it. Put up $1 million. $1
Mm.
million to the winner of the
Yep.
dunk contest, and you will see how fast these high dunkers go. $1 million? Oh yeah, I'm doing that. $1 million.
It worked for the
That's it.
tournament. It worked for the
Mhm.
tournament. But the
$1
thing
million.
is, it's going to get some backlash because you guys are already making, and I agree with you. But
Yes,
the
you're
fact
right,
that we have to
JB.
pay you an extra bonus just to
Yeah,
act
yeah.
like you care.
Yeah.
It's like these guys are asking to get paid when they play for their country. That's supposed to be a thing of pride. You're supposed to be proud to represent your country. Now they want to get paid for that too.
Because a lot of guys
And
like the Kobe Bryants and everybody who went overseas to play. I mean, doing that Olympic thing, they're doing it because they want to put their, the shoes and all this stuff, their merchandise out there. So now that's why you see Kobe Bryant is so loved overseas. Well, that's why you see a lot of like Steph Curry loved overseas, right? You go overseas to promote who you are, promote your merchandise, so you can get more sales. It's money. It's a
and
business.
Eli said, you see, and that's the thing. Eli said, I remember when Slam Dunk didn't have any trampolines. And my son said, these guys are exposed to
Stupidities.
have no creativity with dunking
Zero.
anymore. Exactly. So they bring in gimmicks. That's how they do it. You know what I mean? And it's like you said, Roberto, if you don't want to get the big dunkers, then like we see these videos of these guys doing these dunks, put them in there. You know
These
what I
guys
mean?
are doing dunks that are freaking out retired NBA players.
Yeah.
You saw the one where the glove was at that slam dunk contest? The glove almost fainted when he saw the dunks these guys were doing. And they're white. So this white man jumping theory is fucking bullshit.
No, not really.
Unless they're getting what are they getting? Springs put in their calves? Onzo, they all of a sudden are going for plastic surgery and having black Achilles put in their
No, some of them can jump. It's just rare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, the guy who is the number one guy in those dunkings, he's a white guy, and he could literally jump and sit on the fucking rim.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's one.
No, there's a few white guys in that competition. I think there's more white guys than black guys than one I saw.
Yeah, it depends on the year because you have to watch like different years. Depends on the year.
It was
what city
the most
they're
recent
in.
one, I think. This guy, the dunks he was doing, he was defying gravity, man.
Yeah,
and
I know which one.
The one thing, Onzo, I don't know if they're only showing the dunks he made, but he didn't miss any. These guys don't miss dunks. There's 3 and 4 tries that you get, and the timer is fucking stupid. You're NBA. Why you need a timer?
Yeah, yeah. It's stupid. It's stupid. I agree. I agree that when you miss the dunk the first time and you try it 3, 4 different times, you lose the.
And you
You know what
make
I
it
mean?
on
Even
the
if you
fifth.
get it,
You want a 10?
like who cares? You know
You're
what I
getting
mean?
a
Like
6.
took you that long to do the dunk, like it's garbage.
You should
So
get 2 tries maximum.
all I'll say is till this day, the best recent dunk contest we had was the Zach Levine, Aaron Gordon one. That was one of
Yes,
the
I
best
love that.
fucking
Yeah, it
that.
was. That was the
Oh
best one.
my god!
Going
Like,
back
and
to the
and again,
days.
he brought out gimmicks, but when he put the fucking mascot spinning on the hoverboard
Hmm.
and grabbed it and put bro,
That was robbery.
I would say that one
2016.
before that one, the Vince
I
Carter
don't
one.
think Levine
That
won
Vince
that
Carter
one.
one was nice.
No, Aaron Gordon was robbed. Aaron
I
Gordon should
Oh
have
yeah,
won
he was
that
feel
one.
he
robbed.
won that hands down.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
he did that mummy dunk,
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that before.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My man had his legs straight out like he was diving off a diving board to do the mummy. He put that ball under his legs and did a reverse dunk. What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You see, now when I talk about, I think to be honest with you, that one was probably like my son said. I think that was one of the best contests. The Michael Jordan Dominique was good too, but and Vince Carter was his dunk
Oh,
contest was hold on, his dunk contest was only good because he didn't really have any competition, so he killed it, right?
it was
But the
just the
rest of them,
dunks he did. The
right, the rest
contest
of right
itself was
was that
whatever.
one, Aaron Gordon and Levine, that one, that
Easily,
was a contest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
easily,
Yeah, they
easily.
went back and forth. Yeah, that was tight. Well,
Or Spud Webb.
oh yeah, Spud Webb one
Yeah,
was good
somebody
too,
That
that
one,
but
that one had
yeah,
me like going,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
somebody that size doing also if he was doing,
But
man.
that's because he was small, right? And he
Yeah.
went
yeah,
up against Dominique Wilkins as
yeah,
well in that one in the
and he
finals,
won.
but it was good. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
you look
good
at
too.
Nate Robinson, he didn't do
But
anything that I was like, why did he win? Because he was
yeah, yeah,
short
yeah,
doing some
yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kevin
I,
Johnson, another one.
Kevin
yeah, yeah.
Johnson dunk his ass off.
Yeah, yeah. The dunk like those were good dunkers, but when you're talking about the full contest, it was that one. With I
Yeah.
think even the ones that got knocked out did some crazy dunks in that contest too. Right? You know what I mean? I'm like, holy shit, that was nice, man. And to your point, Roberto, they didn't miss them.
Yeah,
You know what
I'd
I
have
mean?
to
They
say
were
that
hitting
that was
every
my
dunk.
number one. If I
Yeah,
really think back,
yeah, me too.
because these guys were just tearing off dunks back to back to back. I was like,
Yeah, me too.
holy fuck.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, we ended up with some sports talk over here, but it was a great conversation. We will hold it down. See you guys next week with another episode of the O.O.C. And we'll definitely find another topic to come in to, like I said. So I appreciate all you guys for coming in here once again. I said your names already, but you know, I don't even know if I finished saying the names. Yeah, no, I didn't. Shifty Gism was here. Nadia was here. David Quintana was here. Tony Robinson was in the house. So thank you guys for coming up. And again, I am going to end my stream. Like I said, I am going to end all of my streams. So if you believe that Jonathan Majors is really innocent, I want you to get his movies trending. So go on a streaming service, Netflix, Prime, I don't care which one you have, and watch a Jonathan Major movie. I watched The Harder They Fall the other night. I'll probably put it on again before I go to bed. But fuck Grace Jabari, fuck Alvin Briggs and his DA's office, fuck the police officers that arrested him, fuck Variety and the Hollywood Reporter, and fuck everybody on social media that still thinks he is guilty. Fuck all you motherfuckers, and good night.